shoot myself in the neck when the time comes, but that day is not today. Hello, one and all, and welcome to the Bog Frog Book Pod, where I have just threatened death upon myself.
Jesus Christ.
I thought that was funny!
Oh,
Who are you joined by?
It is. Keep going. I just wasn't expecting it.
And today, as always, I am joined by... fuck... Hello, one and all, and welcome to the Bog Frog Book Pod. Are we not using the last intro?
Well, we need to do this part of the intro.
Oh, okay.
Like we could have the other one, but we have to have this part.
That's true. I'm so sorry, audience. We've had catastrophic issues, and I will be killing one of my co-hosts. But it's not their fault that they're still dying.
I'm not going to die.
But as always, I am joined by a man who used to be Jewish, but through extensive surgery considers himself not, but still Jewish, and is also a Swede, but maybe German. James.
Hey, what's up? I used my Jewishness to own a German guy on a rocket ship. It was pretty cool.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. He makes bad art. It's really funny.
The German guy? Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, oh yes, I make bad art. So it's like, all right, man, that's fun for you. Whatever. You sound fucking lame, actually. Fuck. I am also joined by a guy who wants to make fake jewelry. Seth.
Hello, I'm gonna make fake weapons and sell them to people.
And you're also Jewish now.
I'm also Jewish. I changed my last name from Fink to Frink.
That's true.
This is good. This is good. This is good.
They will never catch on. What a devious scheme.
They'll never do it.
I keep thinking about how goddamn Philip Kindred Dick is like, yeah, we all fucking got our pores closed up, and I'm like, damn, he's out.
Ain't that some shit?
He's out in my people.
A little fucked up.
He can't say that. He shouldn't know that.
Well, anti-Semitism was even more popular back then than it is now, if you can believe it. So, like, there's more of a general knowledge about, what made a capital J Jewish person Jewish.
You don't mean that?
I'm just saying.
It's not true. It's not true.
Who are you?
Seth.
Oh, what?
Well, hold on. We don't know who he is.
Well, tell me about that.
Who am I?
But
who am I?
99. Oh yeah, who the fuck are you?
I am this podcast's token Jew, Ren.
Okay, we got 3 of them now. We're all
If
Jewish.
you are, say it, man.
You can't be the token Jew. We're all Jewish.
Well, say it, man.
We're all secretly Jewish.
Both of you say it. Come on.
Well, no, Ren
Say
is
what?
like out. And
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fuck
We're closeted
you.
Jewish.
We're
people.
closeted Jewish.
That's true. That's
You
true.
got your skull reshaped.
I did not. I'm out.
No, I'm talking about James.
The most in-closet Jewish person possible. Detransitioning from being Jewish.
I keep threatening to blood test my friend who looks kind of Jewish. And it was like, dude, once we do boys trip to Israel, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Such a good bit.
Did you see? Hold on, real quick. Did you see when Lucy Cyberpunk Edgerunners got added to Guilty Gear Strive? There was like somebody posted a poster of Lucy tournament in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, I sent that to you guys.
It's I couldn't remember.
It was a femboy Lucy tournament in Tel Aviv.
Just like.
What a beautiful world.
You couldn't pay for better slander.
It's
I just like you really like
dude, the fucking Chainsaw Man.
Whoever made
My
that is
Hero
being
slander.
hired to a PR firm.
They do numbers. I think I'd do well as one of those FBI agents who just monitors trans women on Tumblr.
Yeah.
Would you? What makes you think you're like uniquely qualified for this position?
Yeah, tell me about
elaborate.
Because think I'm a certified poster who doesn't make use of that talent, and I think if the CIA or the FBI knew that, they could utilize my skills to destabilize the socialist movements happening on these platforms.
It's not because you're a chaser, then. Because that was my assumption when you went into this.
No.
That was also my assumption.
Also,
that's why I thought this was going.
Also, you're the one who considers me trans.
Well, yeah, because you are.
We'll work on it. I'll work on that part of my identity one of these days.
Donate to the
but
Patreon
not today, because today we're talking about
HRT.
What? That's you.
We're going to talk about Tsui no Sora 1999.
Are we?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're doing
We got there.
Do you guys know jack shit about Tsui no Sora?
No, man. I have a job.
I know it's part of the Y2K millennial angst of Japan. Like that's like eternal millennia and Japanese angst.
So
which is the most delicious form that it can take, in my opinion.
Oh boy. Tsui no Sora is the first work of Karo Q, a prolific visual novel studio. Most famous. I actually think that they're under a different name by the time they do this. Most famous to the English-speaking world for Wonderful Everyday, aka Subarashiki Hibi. Famous,
oh yes,
which is famous for the strongest pedophile in fiction image. Which is interesting because he's at least in Tsui no Sora 99 not a pedophile.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Which I think is interesting. But Tsui no Sora is an incredibly influential visual novel that is one of the big three of Denpa, which is I don't know how to explain what Denpa is because nobody seems to be able to.
Okay, yeah, that does make it difficult.
Basically, it's horror adjacent, normally visual novels, but doesn't have to be. Horror adjacent things that are kind of about the breakdown of sanity and reality, and they also tend to have a lot of very upsetting themes, and are all about that. Tsui no Sora is the first,
not quite the body genre of Guro, but
but there's overlap there for sure.
Yeah.
Especially I don't think it's required for Denpa, but there is porn in Tsui no Sora, and some shit's going on. Tsui no Sora is the first of the big three. The other two are 101 Methods of Suicide, which also just got translated this year. Haven't played that one yet.
All right.
And then a cheery title.
Yeah, Sayonara no Ushite, which is something. Also getting translated soon. I think has a machine translation out, which doesn't count and is evil.
Yeah, actively harmful.
It's actively against art. But Tsui no Sora is about a graduating class of high school in 1999 who where a rumor starts to be spread that on June 20th the world will end, and that people need to be able to do a couple things to ascend to the next plane of reality.
Okay, yeah.
You see this event 4 different times through 4 different perspectives. I'm trying to remember the names of each of the characters right now, and I cannot for the life of me, besides 2 of my favorite characters, which are specifically big parts of the last route, or the view. They're called views in this. First, second, third, and fourth view. And you basically just get to see this event through various different perspectives. The first being this a normal guy, just the most normal guy. Like, I'm not even joking, really. Like, just an incredibly normal dude who is just like, this is all bullshit. It's like, this isn't true. Can everybody calm the fuck down? Can people be normal, please? And then he has to do some stuff. He has to help out one of his childhood friend. Then you get to see from the perspective of that childhood friend, Kotomi? I think that's her name. I can't remember the guy's name for some reason. It's kind of bothering me. And then you get to see her, and she's like a kind of airy, like very cheery person who gets kind of roped into this against her will. Quite upsettingly.
Ugh.
After that, you get the perspective of... I feel so bad that I can't remember her name because she's really important. You get the perspective of this girl who commits suicide at the beginning of everybody else's route and kind of kicks off the events of the game. You get to like see her perspective beforehand. And then you get Takuji, who is the guy who's spreading this information around as the final view. Incredibly...
Is he the one that looks like that guy from Evangelion people are horny about?
Yes.
Which one?
Okay.
Kaoru.
The white-haired one,
Yeah,
I think?
Kaoru.
Oh.
Look, I would actually argue there are multiple characters in this. I think Takuji is probably a somewhat of a response to Kaoru, and I think one of the other non-perspective characters, Ayana, I think I'm like 100% convinced that she is a response to Rei Ayanami. I would find it very strange because the writer of this, Ska D, who's like gone on to write a bunch of shit, was like an early 20-something who's super interested in otaku culture and philosophy in the mid to late 90s. If he had not been absolutely obsessed with Neon Genesis Evangelion, I like fundamental assumptions I make about the universe would be at stake.
Would have to be incorrect.
It's really cool, and I'm not going to say too much. I might write about it for something. But it's really good. Also, it got me to read Ludwig Wittgenstein's Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus, which is also like a pretty cool little thing.
You suck.
It is referenced explicitly like multiple times. And also like that's not that long. It's like 90-something pages.
Okay.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's
it's
not
90 pages and made up of
good.
like little bullet points. It's an interesting object.
I have not played Tsui Sora. It is higher on the list of VNs that I'm like, maybe someday. Big on that, maybe. But I do find the cloud background picture, texture, whatever, like intoxicating to look at. I'm just like looking at screenshots of the game, and I'm just looking at these clouds, man. Like, god damn.
It is like aesthetically perfect. I think like it's incredible.
Like it's kind of insane.
And I'm to shout out, I am playing the port created by I think it's Ina Pro is the group that made it. Which is like a new like Dojin VN circle that is also making their own game, Further Skies, which I'm very excited for. They like completely, that team made like a new engine.
Oh wow, I didn't realize
like,
how much work had gone.
And yeah, like really went into like, and they translated the game just to make it like work correctly and work as like close to as possible to how it would if you were playing it in 1999 when it came out.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you can find it. I think literally if you just look up Tsui no Sora 99 English translation, like you will find it. It was a big deal. It was like this is one of the things that people were like incredibly like excited for because
you had been following the translation for a long time.
Yes, I had as soon as I saw
you posting the updates as it was coming out.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that it was happening, I was like, okay, yeah, I need to do this. Yeah, the lead translator is Kakera Sky, which you can find on Twitter. They might be private now, but I follow them, so it doesn't really matter for me. But tons of work went into this. Go and check it out. You can get it for free. It's less than 10 hours. And also,
nice.
This, like, one of the big important things is that this Subarashiki Hibi, Wonderful Everyday, which is the biggest thing that Karakyu has probably ever made, at least in the US. Very popular, at least in terms of visual novels, and also in terms of like visual novels that tackle the subject matter that it does, which is popular in a niche sense. Is a direct response to this. It is like a retelling of Tsui no Sora 99, but like 15 years later, or I don't even think that long. Like years later, after he's kind of
like a decade.
Yeah, after a decade.
2010 is when it comes out. So yeah, decade.
Yeah. So it's after Skyji has like taken a lot of time to kind of like go back over a lot of his assumption about like philosophy, about just the world in general, because he was fairly young when he made it originally, and 10 years does a lot to you.
Yeah.
Especially when you were like in your early 20s originally. A lot can change. But I know that like it is specifically responding and like is trying to build off of things that happened in Tsui no Sora 99. So if you like or want to read Wonderful Everyday, you should probably read this first. Be warned, a lot of upsetting sexual shit going on.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot. Yeah. It is very explicit and very upsetting. I think there are like 2 consensual sex scenes in the game total.
Bummer.
One in the first route and one in the second route, and one in the last route.
As in the rest is not?
The rest is definitely not. And
bummer. That bummer. Okay.
Also, yeah, it's also upsetting for like... is upsetting to me for various reasons, is probably titillating to others for the same reasons.
Sucks. Okay.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Good. I mean,
like titillating in the same way that opening to Rules of Attraction would be for some people.
Yeah, probably.
Sucks. Okay. Yeah, that's a bummer.
It's an interesting thing. There's a lot going on, and it's the way it handles these things kind of fluctuate pretty rapidly. I think it handles certain things incredibly well, and then some things not as well. But it's interesting in that way. But yeah, speaking of interesting, titillating things, Ren, tell me about Silver Spoon.
I wouldn't call it titillating, but
I don't know. I saw some of those pictures you were sending me.
You're a big fan of those piglets, bro. I get it.
I'm a big fan of that decapitated chicken. I'm like, yeah.
Dude, that chicken was crazy. So
those piglets are also awesome. I saved one of those photos. I was very excited about it. Oh my god, look at them. They're so cute.
Those piglets are so important to the first part of this comic.
No.
Oh, you know exactly what you think. Silver Spoon is a comic I've had on my list for a while, and today was like my last proper sick day. I was sick all last week, and then Monday I was still sick, and this morning...
I didn't know you were sick.
I've had a cold. So like okay. Not like dying at all, but I had a cold, and on Monday I was like, I tanked it last week. Fuck this, I'm staying in bed. Today I woke up, it was cold, I still felt a little bad, and I was just like, you know what, I got some absences left to use, fuck it, I'm gonna do dick today and try and get the last of this out of my system. Feeling fine now, so it did something, laying in bed all day. But I spent that time reading a manga that I'd been putting off reading, mostly because I looked at Fullmetal Alchemist and I was like, I don't want to keep rereading right now, because I need something lighter, because this is in such a heavy fucking part. But I love Hiroma Arakawa, and I want to read something.
I did not realize it was the same person. I feel dumb.
You didn't know that this was the manga that she wanted to write?
No, I had no idea.
I
I also don't really know what Silver Spoon is, if I'm being honest. I just saw a bunch of farm animals that were really cute.
We're gonna get there.
Dead chicken.
Oh,
I'm also looking at a fucked up horse. I don't like him.
That horse rocks. Those horses rock. Important thing about Hiruma Arakawa, she's from Hokkaido and from a farming family, and then I believe moved to Tokyo to pursue manga. So her background is this Hokkaido country and farming and animals, and I would fully believe that she moved and thought, I want to write about this life experience, and an editor was like, are you fucking stupid? Write shonen fuck shit. Write shonen shit, you idiot. And she was like, oh man, what about my fucking horses? And there's like, we don't care about your horses. Talk about some boy. So she talked about a boy for like a decade, and it was really good, and everybody loved it, and they're just like, yeah, do whatever, fuck it, you're a god, I guess. She made Silver Spoon for a long while. I forget exactly how long. I'm not looking at any documents.
8 years.
8 years! Oh, that's a long time. Almost a decade.
Yeah, a long time to do that.
Almost a decade of peak. It's really fucking good. It's really tapping into the experience of growing up as a kid in Hokkaido. But is definitely pulling that fish out of water approach. Fuck, I need to pull up character names because I've realized I haven't said them out loud once this entire day. I'm so sorry.
A brief aside, I'm like looking at Analyst and stuff, but I'm on an iPad, so I don't have uBlock. First of all, I'm learning Analyst has ads. That's crazy. 2, I just got an Am I Gay test. Am I gay? Take this gay test to determine if you're gay, straight, or bisexual.
Are you going to take it?
Quizgames.com. No, I know what the answer is.
Taking
Has fucking a dude for the past decade convinced you yet?
Yeah, I think I know where I'm at.
That's good.
I think you should take it together to figure it out.
Just
yes!
check real quick.
Finally, we need to get Seth on the Don't worry about it. Anyway,
Can you name a single character from Silver Spoon?
I'm sorry, now I'm giggling. The protagonist, Hachiken, is playing into this fish out of water role he has transferred through a general exam into a farming school in Hokkaido, which is very fun and sets a very, very, very nice tone that you're like kind of experiencing all the stuff with him and learning about all the fun farming techniques with him while he's just being like, I'm too good for fucking farming, but I hate everything else, and I kind of like these people, and they kind of like me, and I kind of, fuck, man. If they just realized how cunning I was, but they very quickly...
My wit and cunning.
They very quickly realize how, like, cunning and nice he is, and they want to be his friend. He's like, fuck, I guess I have friends. And the bulk of the manga really is learn about farming stuff and watch Hachiken become a guy who sucks less. But he starts out just being pretty nice, so he's just sucking a little bit less from being like a pretty decent guy, which is fun because there's really no one to dislike. There isn't a lot of tension aside from just experiencing what's going on. It's slice of life, but it had... I don't know how to say this without sounding like a fucking dickhead. Oh, no.
Say it.
It's slice of life that's playing much more into a grounded reality as opposed to the, like, people doing fun things.
It's not fluff.
No, yeah. He's, like, having to wake up at 4 in the morning and, like, scoop horse shit. And he's like, fuck, my life sucks. But there's a pizza party on Friday. That's kind of like the best shit ever, because you get to just have fun with your friends. It fucks. Sometimes you just need to have a having fun with your friends manga, but the fun is you're in high school and you're getting to wake up way too early to shovel horse shit. And there's so many animals in this. Dear fucking God, there's so many animals, and I just needed good animal drawings today. Those I sent James some cows and some pigs. Those pigs he was especially endeared to. I'm very endeared to that baby calf.
I'm on the intensive pig farming Wikipedia page. This is bumming me out. I gotta get out of here.
Oh, there you
of good. You've read Gone, right?
Gone. The
dinosaur manga?
Yeah, I've read at least part of Gone. I haven't finished it, I don't think.
You should do that. It's a good time.
Let me pull up Gone. I want to make sure that I have, because I know
famous Tekken character.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's what I was thinking about.
I know the video game.
Well, I mean, he's in Tekken 3 because of the manga. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Holy shit, that's a crazy bear.
Oh yeah, Gone's crazy. I have read some of Gone. I have not finished it. I really should. God, that bear. What the fuck? That's a good bear.
Fucking awesome.
The narrative crux of the first part, like the under subplot, is Hachiken figuring out what it means to take a life on the farm.
No.
And because it is a farming manga, it's not shying away from any of the cruelty and sadness of working on a farm. It's very early introduced that some farms are a lot crueler and some are a lot nicer. Sometimes you have to cull an entire flock. Some farms have much worse conditions for the animals. And he's like, oh, that's crazy. And everyone out around him is just like, I don't know, man, whatever. It's kind of just life. He's like,
yeah.
Which is fun. Again, you got that fish out of water in a very grounded setting, and it's great. You're having a fantastic time. And then suddenly, Hachiken gets to the end of the part of the semester, and they're just like, well, the pigs are getting shipped off. And you're like, oh! No! And I'm not going to spoil how that, progresses too much. But it's very sweet and tender, him learning how to reconcile that aspect of love and death and consumption of the things that we care for. And it's sweet. And I'm having a great time with it. And I think everybody should go back and read Silver Spoon. I'm surprised, James, you didn't.
Looking at pictures of Arakawa. I mean, I'd never heard of it before you started talking about it, or if I had heard about it, I had not logged into my brain as a thing. One of those deals.
That's crazy.
I'm currently looking on Google Images at pictures of pigs, and I'm having a good time.
God, that pig is so good. God, these pigs are so good.
Fucking so many pigs.
God, that tragic slip sucks, right?
Yeah, it sucks. I don't want to talk about it.
It's fine. Oh, what a bummer. Motherfucking. Yeah, there's a really great bit midway through the section I've read where he's working. He's working over the summer because big part of the manga, he's on bad terms with his parents, which is part of why he went to the school, to get away from them and their expectations. Because they
reminds me of somebody I know.
Fuck you. Don't. I am nothing like Hachiken, and I don't relate to him, and he isn't.
You weren't texting me today being like, he's just like me for real, for real. If I had read this during middle school, I would be fixed.
Don't air my laundry. Audience, he's lying, he's telling lies, and he's fibbing. On that note, I really liked the part where his dad said his work was good and he smiled, and I was like, wow, I wish that happened to me. In jest, not in actuality. There's a part midway through the bit I've read where he's working over the summer and the car is getting driven and hits a deer, and there's like, oh, sick, dinner. And he's like, what the fuck do you mean? And so then he's like,
literally happened at my work. A guy was like, yeah, I got a deer. I hit it. I'm real excited about it. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah.
There's a bit.
Car okay? Yeah, car's fine. I was like, okay.
There's a bit just like that in Reservation Dogs, really good TV show on Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's free horse. I mean, free horse, free D.
But maybe it's Alaska. I don't know. Somewhere. Where you can just sign up to be told when somebody finds a dead moose on the side of the road.
I've heard about
that. Big that if you hit one with a car, it'll still mostly be good.
Yeah, they're chill.
I've heard stories of them walking away, not just the meat's mostly good. They're just
they're
okay,
just
get out of my way and keep moving.
They live a good chunk of the time.
Yeah, but if it dies, and then you get
up.
this call that's like, "Hey, we found this moose. You want it?" And it's like, "Well, yeah, I would like meat for the rest of the year."
Yeah.
if humans hadn't invented projectile weapons, they would still be like the demigods of this place.
They're fucking scary.
Still rule Canada with an iron hoof.
Well, I say that, but and again, the biology really quick for the audience. Megafauna have really low reproduction rates, which is part of why they were so threatened by humans, because ordinarily, none of them would like ever die to causes aside from natural. So they're supposed to live like 80 years and then reproduce a few times. That's how they sustain their population. But the minute the first humans killed one of them, it like spelled the doom for their species. Because what do you do when like half of your fucking population gets killed, when you can't reproduce very quickly? You're just fucked. You know?
You said megafauna, now I'm looking at elephants.
Elephants are so important. Elephants are so important. But if you're
my second favorite, maybe third favorite animal.
But they're up there for me. Mammoths, very specifically for me. I love a woolly mammoth. But if you're ever interested in population dynamics, look up genetic bottlenecks and reproduction rates, and you'll have a bummer evening. But it's interesting.
Yeah, man.
But they also,
you're right.
Yeah, they make Hachiken after he freaks out. They're like, "Oh, dude, have you never butchered an animal before?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, dude, don't worry, you're gonna learn right now." As kind of hazing because he got lost in the woods and missed a day of work. But then he just kind of does it with some help, and they're just like, "Oh shit, the kid kind of did it. This kid's kind of tight. That's awesome. That takes a lot of work. It kind of freaks people out."
This is making me think about, for years, friend of the pod Chloe worked in a slaughterhouse. I'm just thinking about like her talking about that. Yeah, for a long time she was like out there. Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know.
I remember that, because I remember not long after I learned about that, I started working in like the meat section of a local grocery store for like a couple months.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
My only applicable experience is having to put down a lot of family pets.
Yeah, closest I get is the time I visited some family on the country, and I was so uncomfortable that I asked my dad to let us go look at the farm animals when it was like 60 degrees out and raining, because I did not want to be around those people.
Oh,
I was like 12, or probably younger than that. But yeah.
That's so real and so sad. Oh, fuck, man. I'm sorry. Sorry that happened to you.
I mean, nothing terrible happened, but I was just like, I don't know these people, and I'm kind of freaking out. Can we like go outside?
I'm not revealing that right now. We're on a podcast.
Yeah. Keep that locked away.
Don't worry about it. But on the way back down the mountain, they hit a bear, and you get a really good moment where he's sitting with his high school crush in the back of a truck. He's like, "Oh, this is such a beautiful moment. Just me, Mikane, and also a bear, a dead bear." He's like, "Maybe I don't say anything now," and that Hirono has great comedic timing, which doesn't get used as readily as it might, considering the context of a lot of her work being just really kind of brutal shonen. Dour circumstances. You'll get like bits in there, you're like, "Oh, that's fun, and then someone's family gets like slaughtered in front of them, and you're just like, oh man.
With Full Metal Alchemist, I associate a lot of that series with the humor of it, like the cutouts and stuff.
Yeah, like,
I don't know, I think it is a noticeable part of her work.
Yeah, she got bits, she got jokes.
Yeah, I mean, her favorite, it's like famously her favorite part of Full Metal Alchemist is Dog of the State, where they adopt a dog because it's just around.
That chapter rocks.
It's really good.
They do not know what to do with that fucking dog.
I should finish it at some point.
I'm working on it right now. It's great. It's fantastic.
I've only ever seen the 2003 anime. No.
Damn.
I've only seen Brotherhood.
I've seen part of Brotherhood, and I was like, damn, why? Like the beginning of this kind of sucks.
Yeah, why'd they cut out all the good stuff from the 2003 anime and the original comic?
Yeah, even if I was like, well, I know that the assumption is that I have either read the comic or at least seen the 2003 show. But it's like, I don't want to watch this right now.
It removes a lot of important context.
Yeah.
You're establishing the character.
Already. And that's like kind of the thing with a lot of manga adaptations, that they're made for people who already read it. Like One Piece is not made for people who aren't reading the manga week to week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real.
Which is insane. I just don't get the appeal. I mean, Ren have talked about this a lot. I don't get a lot of the appeal of like adaptations at this point. I'm like, if I like the source material, I like that. I like the comic. I don't like a cartoon that shares its name. You know?
Yeah.
I think that might be more of a unique perspective. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
I truly just cannot understand. Like, okay, cool. A book I like getting a movie. I read the book. I don't care.
I was getting yelled at by friends of the pod, not psychic, Dante and Sky for saying, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to reread the Chainsaw Man Rize arc as the comic during the movie at parts, because I'm like, damn, they're really just trying to do the comic at parts, and it's kind of dragging me down.
Yeah, I don't really have the desire. I forget, there was like a specific thing where people were like, this will never get adapted. And I'm like, thank fucking God. Why would I want it to be?
Thank God.
I think a lot about when we were in Seattle, Seth, and that guy was like, here Ulysses is getting an adaptation. And we were leaving. But I just was like, are you fucking with me? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I couldn't tell. I was like, really?
Dude, the hype moments in Ora and Ulysses are gonna be freaking peak. You don't get it.
Are you misremembering the Odyssey? Perhaps? Like, I was like,
that's what I was truly confused about. Yeah, I just like, I can like kind of see, like, sometimes it really.
Maybe
I mean,
likes
the thing
esoterica.
it really just depends if it's being done by somebody I already think is it, or just somebody I know has like an interesting perspective on things. Like, then I can kind of get excited, but it's still more of like, okay, like I don't really want to just see like a straight up adaptation of any of the things that I like, because I already have that.
Yeah, the thing I like is there.
Yeah, I would be most interested in like a reinterpretation. I mean, the counterpoint to what I'm saying is like, you know, The Shining fucking whips. Like, the movie The Shining is cool.
Yeah, well, it's also like an interpretation.
It is doing a very different thing.
Doing a lot of different things. People don't care about that miniseries that more directly adapts it.
God, no.
That's why Nosferatu is fucking interesting. It's
just like
another take on
Dracula.
It's iterative work that's just been taken and reinterpreted. That's fun.
Or like
exactly, yeah.
I should rewatch that 2003 anime.
It happens a ton with comics too, where people just seem to be like, yeah, this is like, obviously this is a thing with pictures, so obviously it wants to be a movie or like an anime or a TV show, and it's like, I don't think so. Like, I don't really care that my favorite comics like aren't like, I don't like the All-Star Superman movie, and if somebody told me they're doing one and it's going to adapt like all of that comic, I would still be like, well, why would I care? Why would I want that?
Yeah,
I'm not one of those cowards who doesn't like Frank Quietly's art. Like, I don't need that. Man. Like, I just don't care.
I had my Nightmare adaptation in my brain for a second. I just lost it, which is probably for the better. I'd get yelled at by someone.
I'm trying to think. People were like, freaking out. I was like, dude, we need an Oyasumi Poon Poon adaptation, bro.
No,
and it's like,
Good God, can you imagine?
Can you imagine how broken the internet would be for a few days? My side of Twitter,
like, the discourse minds runneth over.
I still haven't finished that manga. Have I told you about like my experience reading Poon Poon?
I can't.
I don't think
sometimes,
so.
Man.
I mean, like, yeah,
it's my partner's favorite manga, and I can't read it.
Boy,
it genuinely upsets me too much.
It's a lot. Yeah, no, I was like reading it, and I was reading it around like COVID during quarantine. At some point.
so bad for you.
So it was also like right after a breakup with like a long-term partner.
Dude.
And I was just like reading it, and I got to one of the points where it was focusing on the uncle.
That's a bad time.
And I was just like looking at this, I'm like, no, I think I'm just not gonna read this, right? I chose self-care in that moment where I was like, no, this isn't going to help me. Like, this is just going to really hurt me. It's just going to upset me in ways that I don't really want right now. I've never gone back, but I could. Like, I'm sure it'd be fine now.
Me and James's partner have had extensive conversations about that uncle, and it's like, this is a bad time. I gotta get out of here. I need to be shot for consuming this.
And like I thought, like everything I read, I thought it was really good. Like, I was like, this is like, I think this is well done. I think this is interesting.
It's well made.
And I'm like, but
yeah, it's beautiful.
Maybe one day.
The content is a bit much.
It's a little hard to deal with.
It reflects like maybe the most miserable reality someone living like a pretty okay life could be having. You know, like an okay financial space in life could be having, of just the most misanthropic depression ever, and just getting so abused.
I like everything. It's like the whole It's no good.
Yeah, there's midway through the comic, there's a bit with his aunt, and I just, on my reread, I had to put down the comic because I couldn't handle it. I was like, no.
Some other time.
Like Seth said, sometimes you got to choose self-care, right?
Actually, I don't need it.
My ultimate choosing self-care thing was, I started the Myth of Sisyphus, got a few pages in, and was just like, no, actually, no, I'm good. Not doing this.
I like your of like, I can't deal with this, to my reaction of like, oh, somebody finally fucking gets it. Thank God. This is such a relief.
No, but I got it, and I was like, oh, this is speaking to too much of me.
Yeah, but I find comfort. That's what I'm pointing at. I'm finding comfort in that. I'm just like, oh, thank God, yeah.
Yeah, I don't need anyone else telling me that suicide might be the answer. I got enough of that up there.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
He's considered.
That guy's got some ideas.
He's thinking about it.
You know what else might have some ideas?
Not consumerism. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. It might have some.
Read Silver
Stories to tell. Yeah, read Silver Spoon.
Read Silver Spoon.
Or don't. Who cares?
Speaking of reading,
don't read anything. Actually, fuck reading.
Reading's gay as hell, man.
We're gonna hard pivot.
I've been reading a lot of Transformers.
Why?
I've been reading a lot of Transformers because things are bad.
Yeah, they're not great.
I've been having a catastrophic last few months. Just for a brief rundown for the listeners, because I haven't talked a ton. I've mentioned it, that things have been difficult. One, I had to, somewhat suddenly leave the apartment I had been living in. I'm fine. I'm fine. I found a place to stay. If you go on Blue Sky, you can actually see a lovely photo of my current recording setup, which I think is very funny.
It's so...
Go check it out.
Go Bills!
It's got good hit. Go Bills. Two, my boss at work that I was very close with passed away very suddenly. They just came out of nowhere. That has been difficult. And as a result, number three, work has just both been difficult and also not been making me as much money as I would prefer, which has been frustrating. So I'm in a rough spot. And, sometimes when you're in a rough place, you retreat. You go into your shell, you go to past comforts. And so in this chaos, YouTube DM'd me, recommended to me a Transformer toy review by that toy guy. And I said, yes, this is what I need in this.
Please, for the love of God, give me Transformers.
Yes, and I would just spend an evening watching this guy's videos, which of the content slop minds, I think he's actually relatively okay.
Nice.
I think he comes across as a genuinely kind of funny guy. I like him more or less.
Rare.
Yeah, right. A lot of these guys, it's just what I cannot stand. But he seems, on the level more or less. I enjoy him. But this got me thinking. as I have every few years, of like, I should read those Transformers comics. Friend of the pod, Chloe, I know she's really high on it. Oh, also in between that and the sadness and this, I was at Target having to buy clothes for a funeral, and I went to the toy aisle because, again, sadness.
Misery.
And I saw they had the new Studio Series Megatron, which looks fucking awesome, and I said, yes, I need this. So I bought a few more toys since then. That has been my little thing I've been doing, is toys. I love Baby World. Highly recommend it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, having a great time. Anyways, in between all that, I thought I should read Transformer comics. Chloe, friend of the pod, has been on these for years. She's very open about these being some of her favorite stuff.
She loves them.
It's not just her. I've heard this for years. The Transformer comics are actually really good. The IDW one specifically. And so I thought, okay, I'll just ping Chloe. I said, hey, Chloe, what should I read? Unfortunately, she was too late. And I had already started reading the Phase 1 collection, the IDW collection Phase 1. Which I don't recommend to anybody outside of like the most perverse sickos who want every drop of context, which I don't think is necessary. I went through it, and there's like some stuff in there I like, but the back half of Phase 1 is detestable. Also, the IDW collection is deeply frustrating. So I have a few volumes of the Sonic IDW collection, which I really like. I actually highly recommend those collections if you want to read a bunch of the Sonic comics. They're just pub order,
Sure.
and they insert the miniseries when they came out. It's a perfectly prominent, very good way to read those books. The IDW collection for Phase 1 of Transformers is not in pub order. It's in rough pub order, kind of, with other stuff inserted earlier and after, and it sucks.
Oh,
there are
okay.
editorial decisions that I think damage the comics within, which are already, after a certain point, not great. It's just like things happen in an order where I am like, why? This is the dumbest complaint in the world, and I feel dumb saying it, but it brings up continuity issues that you would never notice, except that they're being put right up against each other.
Sure.
Like the dissonance just like spikes really hard, and that just drives me insane. And again, I don't think Phase 1 is very good. I don't think you should read this. Outside of the collection issues alone. The first half, I believe, is mostly written by a gentleman, Simon Furman, who is like beloved, as far as I can tell, within certain sectors of the Transformers fan base, because he wrote a decent chunk of the Marvel UK Transformer comics, which are like hugely influential. Like these are like, if people are talking about Transformer comics, they're talking about the Marvel run / the Marvel UK run or the IDW run. Like those are the two big things in the fan base, from what I can tell. And so he wrote all of those.
Cool.
I haven't read. I don't fucking know. I haven't read those. Maybe they're good. Who gives a shit? I saw a picture of a Transformer I really called Nightbeat in a trench coat and a hat, which I thought was really funny.
Good name.
Because he's a private eye. I love him. I bought a toy of him. He's on my desk. Highly recommend Nightbeat as a character.
Shout out Nightbeat.
But the first half, shout out Nightbeat, friend of the pod.
Is he?
But that first half, yes, he's chill. He's an Autobot. He's chill. Nightbeat's whole fucking thing is that he's a private eye, but that's a giant robot who turns into a car.
That's good.
Like he's a Transformer who's like just a detective, and I'm like, that's fucking funny. That's the funniest. Like, yeah, we got all these guys, and this guy's a fucking detective.
Dude's big as hell. Where's he hiding?
Dude's big again. The trench coat drawings. There's two of them. There's one where his giant shoulders are taken into account, so like the coat is like lumping over his coat, or like lumping over his shoulders. And then there's another one where the artist forgot about them, so he just like looks like a guy with a robot head.
Sounds silly.
Think of big guys in trench coats. Do you guys know anything about the Elephant Men comics?
No.
There's Elephant Man comics?
I have not read these, but I just remember seeing a bunch of collections of these at.
Oh my god, I'm looking at this. That's insane.
At like some comic shops. I've looked up what people think about these like many, many times, and I can never remember.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of those names on it.
Whoa.
I think I'm pretty sure the people who work on I think the main people who work on Elephant Men only work on Elephant. Like this is like a multi-series long.
Holy shit! He's being crucified here.
It's like Madman, where it's like this like hyper like specific thing. Although Madman's much more successful, obviously.
Yeah, like Madman's characters in Kevin Smith movies wear Mad Men t-shirts.
That's cool.
Yeah, Mallrats.
Oh, see this? Look at this.
It's probably great.
Holy shit! They're fucking crucifying the guy.
Crucified elephant, man.
This might be something, we'll keep it in our back pocket. I'm just saying,
Oh yeah, we're gonna think about elephant.
Tell us more about Night Boy.
Real quick, I gotta post the Night Beat in a trench coat drawing real quick. I found it.
Sick.
It really does it for me.
You love a trench coat.
That is just a guy.
But you look at his giant fucking.
Yeah, the one shoulder is really good.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god, the one shoulder.
It's really strong.
Well, the other one's like tilted back, right? You know,
good.
Like, it's so good.
I like that he's human proportion here in like comparison to the rest of the landscape.
Or he looks like it.
It's really good.
It's good. It's good.
But so I read back to reading Phase 1. Don't do it. Simon Furman wrote about half of it. The back end of his run, like a friend of the pod, Mike, at one point was like, "That bad, huh?" When I was like bitching about Phase 1, and like the complaints I have about this comic after a certain point are not unique to this comic. It is just like what bad comics feel like to read. Of like nothing feels continuous. Everything is. It's aimless. It's moving to these plot. None of it pays out ever. Like it's just that very frustrating feeling of a bad comic book.
Yeah.
You know. And as a result, I don't find it particularly interesting because there's nothing uniquely terrible after a certain point. It's just not very good.
Sure.
There are parts that I like. I really recommend. It's during the Furman run, but it's not written by Furman. It's Nick Roche, I believe, who writes it. The Spotlight issue on Cup is a really fun. KUP Cup is a really fun issue of Cup is like this like grizzled vet character. Like he's like an old Cybertronian.
Sure.
And like he's crash landed on a planet and the planet sings to him during the day, but during the night it goes quiet and he sees these monsters trying to attack him. He sees these ghosts talking to him, and the plot twist halfway through the issue, and also the art is just outstanding. The plot twist halfway through the issue is the monsters he sees are actually other Cybertronians in protective gear trying to rescue him from the deeply radioactive planet that he's on that has like literally fried his brain.
Awesome.
There's like a half. Cup keeps talking to this guy. He's like, "Oh, he's a young up and comer. He's got the stuff," and he's like missing his. He's obviously dead, right? He's like, missing his leg and his arm. His head is like half blown off, and he's just sitting, as like a corpse in a chair. Fucking rocks. I really recommend that issue.
Yeah, that's banging.
Trust, and also that he gets rescued. That plot line pays out in the most frustrating way possible. It pays out in a shitty crossover comic with like 3 other IDW properties at the time that don't show up, and Cup like sacrifices himself. And while Phase 2 is a soft reboot, it is still within continuity of Phase 1, which means I don't get to spend any more time with Cup. I'm upset about that, right?
Sure,
it's just like the shittiest. I just hate it. Phase 1's bad.
What
Don't
are
waste your time
what's
on
the
it.
crossover? Do you remember?
The only part of it I remember is Pocket God, the app from 2012.
What?
But that's not the main part. That's like a
Pocket
epilogue
God?
to the.
I remember this, but like, what?
That's strange.
This is
Strange
something
man.
that's like still getting caught. Like, or I guess
Is
when
it?
was Phase 1?
Well, Phase 1 is 2005
okay.
to 2010.
That's
like this
yeah.
is old shit. Like this has not been relevant.
Oh, so I was like, there's no way that Pocket God is getting comic books in the last 10 years.
I'm trying to pull up what the issue is. Is it Devastation? No,
I
Devastation.
played a lot
was
of
good.
this game, by the way. Just like letting you.
Pocket God? Oh yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
You had to.
It's something to do on the phone.
Oh, there's also an Avengers crossover that I'll be honest, I did skip because I just could not give a shit.
Real. Okay.
Oh, okay. I gotta go back to this shitty crossover in Cup. Cup is on Earth. He's never been on Earth, but I don't know why the fuck he was there to begin with. Outside of we have to kill somebody, I guess.
Sure.
Infestation's what it's called. It's a crossover with Star Trek, G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters. Dog shit.
This is like. I don't know what to. This is the death of culture.
It's vile. It's like from 2011. It's just.
Oh yeah.
props.
This
to
is
it. I'll
like
give it
just
props, at
happening.
least in the Transformers comics.
This is just what happens now. Like, this is just all of culture.
Yeah, I mean, this
is the Transformers, G.I. Joe, Pocket God, Star Trek, Ghostbusters crossover.
Oh, Pocket God! Okay, I got it. I now realize what Pocket God is. Took me a second.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. It's a bad crossover that has bad ramifications. No good. But near the end of Phase 1, some comics come out. These are the comics Chloe told me I have to read before I read Phase 2. Some comics come out, specifically Last Stand of the Records, which is the debut of author James Roberts, who had been a noted fan creator. He wrote a very popular fan fiction in in 2000, I believe, called Exegesis, I believe, or something like that. I can't quite remember.
If it was the Exegesis, that's fucking crazy. Because that's also the name of the over 1,000-page collection of Philip K. Dick journals.
That's what I say. I think I'm crossing wires. I know it's Eugenesis is what it's called. That's what it's called.
Like, as far as I know, Exegesis is like mostly associated with.
Yeah, it was Eugenesis. I'm relatively certain. Wrote absolutely Eugenesis, an unofficial novel he first published in 2001, which I have not read. I don't know a ton. I've heard. Just briefly skimming, people seem to, one, like it, two, consider it kind of mech preg porn.
What?
Which is, I don't know. There's some, well, I mean, Eugenesis is the name of it, right? There's something about, like, creation of new life within Cybertron. It doesn't matter. Fertility between hybrids. Yeah, I don't know what that...
I see.
I don't know.
I'm hearing that this is good, actually.
I fully believe it is good is the thing. Like, I have it in my heart. Because
I'm turned on right now.
Last of the records, James Roberts' first thing that he got right for IDW, I believe. Yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, I believe that's it. Fucking rocks. It is a story about this like commando group within the Autobots that are like, they get the job done. It's A-team shit, actually, is what it is. Really, okay. It's like people die. It's kind of Suicide Squad. It's all that horse shit. And it fucking rocks. It's funny. It's impactful. All the characters you instantly like. Reading it was like a shot in the arm. Reading Phase 1, I was like, holy shit, this is it. And then going, I believe it's actually Last Stand of the Records into Infestation, which like made me want to kill myself.
Oh god,
it's brutal. The drop in quality. It's like, holy shit, what are we doing? Like, why are we wasting our time making things anymore? But then near the end of Phase 1, he also got to take over for a few issues, part of the Chaos Theory volume. Chloe says you only have to read 22 and 23, I believe. That's probably true. That whole section of that run I didn't hate, though. You probably get away with reading it. But that is, again, it's like a shot in the arm. It is just, Megatron has been captured, and they're on their way to Cybertron, and Optimus is just talking to Megatron. And it is fucking, they're trading war stories. They're talking about, like, do you remember the first time we met? Oh, yeah, so-and-so. There's an amazing, the best part of it, the highlight of this little section is Megatron says, oh yeah, I remember the first time we met, it was so-and-so, and Optimus says, actually it was here, this is where we actually met. And then you get a flashback to that where Megatron, before he's fucking evil, before he's like space Hitler or whatever, is just like a political radical who got caught in a fight between another guy and another guy and like gets thrown in prison, unjustly. And Optimus Prime lets him out and is like, hey, I read your manifesto, because he had it on it. And I read your manifesto. I think you got some good ideas in there. I keep it up. You're doing good work. And then in this flashback, Optimus learns that the Cybertronian council, Senate, or whatever is corrupt, right? Like they're up to no good. So he bursts into a Senate meeting, and I'm trying to find the page exactly because the quote fucking rocks, and I'm gonna read it because it is good. I should have had this up earlier, but
probably
it's hard to do that with an iPad and not much else.
True.
It is difficult. I'm in a situation where it is difficult to do my job well.
Are you sure?
I'm certain. I'm relatively certain it is difficult to do my job well right now.
Okay, then.
Fuck me. Where is this goddamn page? I'm going to lose my mind.
I'm going to find it.
So what do you have for lunch today, Ren?
Yeah, what do you have for lunch today?
I had 2 2 salmon patties on a whole grain bun.
Nice. Just
What'd
that?
you have?
Like plain?
I don't want to answer that because of the judgment I may receive.
All right. I had.
Too late, buddy.
There was some. I made some
Fuck.
some oatmeal yesterday, for Kat and I for breakfast, and there was some left over. So I like reheated that. I like put some milk in it and reheated that, and then I put some yogurt on top of that, and then some blueberries. It's pretty good. Tasty.
I'm very mixed on fucking oatmeal. I have complicated thoughts.
I found it. Fuck y'all.
Fuck
Okay.
you, actually.
Okay, well,
So
complicated oatmeal.
So
thoughts for
Optimus
another
busts.
Damn it.
Busts into the Senate, and he's like, they're all like restricting him, like, get rid of him. My friend's name was Megatron, and he had 3 questions. 3 things he said you should demand to know any powerful institution. Question 1, in whose interest do you exercise your power? You've said enough, come along. Question 2, whom are you? Just let me finish. To whom are you accountable? And three, how can we get rid of you? Fucking awesome.
Good.
That's
The
fun.
sickest shit in the
That's
world.
good.
God damn it, that is
It's-
fucking tight shit.
And that's James Roberts. Like, that dude just fucking has it. And not only is he good at this, like, serious drama shit, like the interpersonal stuff, which just sings in these 2 issues of the Phase 1 comic. He's very fucking funny. So,
Tight.
Phase 1 ends, Cybertron is renewed, more or less, and the status quo at this point is there's 2 comics, right? There's Robot in Disguise, which is set on Cybertron, and it's about rebuilding civilization, more or less.
Sure.
Because it's been devastated. The rebuilding from the ground up, and, like, how do you deal with there's 2 factions, one that are ostensibly the good guys and the bad guys, who they just hate each other, and then like a 3rd faction that outweighs both of them, who are completely neutral and dislike both of them, in fact, actually. And how do you like build a political system after dealing with those things on a planet that has been devastated? That's fun. There's a lot of intrigue stuff going on there. And then the real star of the show, though, by James Roberts, is More Than Meets the Eye. It is a Star Trek, Farscape, crew in space going on wacky adventures sort of thing. A crew of Cybertronians leave and get lost in space, and then each issue or 2 are like these little stories about the planets they find and the people they find.
Sure.
Fucking awesome. Roberts is just the funniest fucking guy. He's funny in that really frustrating British way, where I know that if it was just a centimeter off in any direction, it would be the most insufferable thing in the world. I can't say to you the things I find really funny in this comic, because you're just going to think, wow, James, that sounds really fucking lame, and that sounds like a bad comic. But I swear to God, it works.
That's
it's
how
so
you do it.
funny.
That's ideal comic book, actually. If it can't be expressed in any form other than the exact one that it is.
I understand why Chloe for years has been raving, like, please read this, and then like crying when nobody does. I don't know if she's crying, but I understand her.
I feel
now.
pretty bad that
Like-
I think I asked 4 years ago.
I think both. I have asked like twice throughout the years of like, hey, can you give me a reading list real quick? Because it's, if you haven't looked at the titles, it's inscrutable where you should start. Like, it just does. And the collections aren't any help because they're fucking awful. Except the Phase 2 collection, as far as I can tell, is in pub order. It works just fine. I highly recommend it, actually, because it's pretty good about like. You'll get 2 issues of like More Than Meets the Eye, then 1 issue of Robots in Disguise, and then it paces itself very well in a way that I think works.
Tight.
And yeah, it's so good. I'm just in love with this comic completely. I'm reading it before bed every night. I'm reading it just when I maybe should be awake because I have things to do in the morning or whatever. It's good. It's so fucking funny. There is, again, I'm going to describe something. I don't know if I can even make it sound funny, but I think it's hilarious. Where one of the characters, this like minor guy, this is in More Than Meets the Eye, gets upset because everybody on the crew has been getting these badges from the captain Rodimus, with being like, hey, good job. It's Reddit gold. They're all getting Reddit gold. And he's like, what the fuck? why don't I get this? I'm contributing. And so something happens and the whole crew is knocked offline, right? Like he's the only one left. And so he fights off this Decepticon ship, but using only his special powers. And it's this great achievement. He finally gets one of these badges. And then his buddy comes back from off-world, and he's got a giant one, like the size of his body. He's like, yeah, he's just giving these out now. And it's the funniest end of that comic. And Chloe, friend of the pod, was like, yeah, I had that tattooed on my body. Like, I have the badge tattooed on me.
What?
That's
and I was like,
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And I was like, I get it. I was going to ask you if you, like, had a prop replica. And she's like, nah.
He's just on me.
That's the
forever.
fucking... on me physically, and like I get it. It's so fucking whole issue is great, and yeah, I'm just having a really good time with this comic. I mentioned earlier, I've been picking up some toys, again consumerism, and I'm having a good time. Those toys are. Did you know Transformers are like crazy intricate now?
Yes.
Like the mainline toys you can buy at Walmart or Target really are like really nice and like really intricate. The Megatron I got has an 80-step transformation. I did it once and hated it and put it back to a robot form. Because I was like, I'm never doing this again. But they're really fun toys. I really like them. I've been playing a lot with an Optimus that I had a while ago, actually, that I've been tinkering with. Those are good toys. If you just want like a fun robot on your desk, I highly recommend that. I even bought like an old G1 toy that I've always really wanted.
Which one?
I got for like $15. Blitzwing.
Oh, cool.
One of the first triple changer. I've always just really liked that toy. And the tank, I don't know if you've ever held a G1 toy. They have die cast in them, so they feel solid as hell in your hand. It's like kind of crazy. I didn't realize how good it would feel to hold one. Kind of want to get more G1 toys, but they're kind of expensive.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the most collectible ones, I think. But yeah, Transformers are good. I also watched Transformers 1. Like I said, I'm like fully engrossed in this right now. I watched Transformers 1. The people are not lying to you. That movie is good. There's some clunkers in it. There's the kid movie of it all really holds it down, which I feel like an asshole saying that about a child's movie. But like, Jesus Christ, there's parts in that where I'm like, please stop. But then there's parts that I think really work. I think it's before Optimus was Optimus, before Megatron was Megatron, is like the tagline or whatever. And it's cute. Their friendship's really cute. I'm sad that there won't ever be a sequel because it did like negative
really
money at the box
bad.
office. Like it just,
Which is sad.
which again, the trailers were fucking awful.
Yeah,
I remember
they're bad.
seeing them before movies and being like, this looks vile. I am good. And I watched it. And I think it's actually quite good. I quite recommend it. If you just want to watch a nice kids movie. There's also some really good action choreography near the end, which I was kind of blown away by. Yeah. Transformers are good. Apparently the new comic line I know Chloe's really down on, but I don't know. I see panels from it and it looks cool. So who's to say?
Yeah, that fucking Grimlock panel was so tight.
I mean, the one I was thinking about is like the one where I don't know what's happened, but Optimus has Megatron's arm and RC is like holding it up or something. I don't know. I just like the art on that. I just think it looks cool.
It's cool.
It looks cool. And comics are good. Yeah. Read a few issues, whatever, phase 1, but just go into phase 2. It's good. You're not going to be upset about it, I think.
All hail the glorious People's Republic of China in there.
Yeah, there's some wild shit there, but we're not going to get into it because I want to talk about good old Tricky Dick.
Oh, we're going to get in that dick, bro.
I don't. What? No, I don't want to.
What do you mean? All right, so we
I don't want to.
are going to talk about The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick. But before we do that, let's talk about...
Oh, no, my iPad.
What?
We're fine. I dropped my
Oh my
iPad.
God.
It's fine.
No!
First, we're going to talk about the man himself.
Okay, you opened with this would immediately change my perception of him.
I'm gonna have some information for you that is probably going to change your perspective on some books you've read. Philip Kindred Dick was born 3 weeks prematurely on December 16th, 1928, to Joseph Edgar Dick and Dorothy Kindred. in Chicago, along with his sister Jane, who sadly died 3 weeks later due to complications.
I knew that.
Yes. This Philip K. Dick, obviously, incredibly prolific writer. We all know this. He grew up in a kind of a split household. His parents split up pretty quickly. He mostly spent time with his mom.
I can tell.
Oh boy, can you! And something that something about Philip K. Dick. One, we know a lot about this guy. I was kind of telling you two. We know too much about him. I would say.
Yeah.
And for pretty much all of this information, I'm going to be I'm taking this from the book Divine Invasions: A Life of Philip K. Dick, written by Lawrence Sutton. Or Sutton Lawrence? Am I stupid?
Okay.
Am I crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Are
you fucking dumb?
Fucking stupid.
Fuck!
I'm gonna kill myself.
No!
But
a lot of suicidal ideation on this episode. We're all doing good.
Doing so bad.
But so Philip K. Dick had a twin sister who died 3 weeks later. And for basically his entire life, he had been like hearing about this, which caused some problems seems to have caused some problems. Ever since he was little, he had been absolutely obsessed with his twin sister Jane, pretending to like have he would play like cowboys with himself, and he would always have like another person with him named Jane.
Oh my fucking god.
He would always talk about Jane. He was like throughout his entire life, literally from basically when he could speak to the point where he died, he absolutely obsessed with Jane. Not long after being born, moved to San Francisco Bay Area, which is more or less where he would spend basically the rest of his life in California.
My king, my hero.
Boo! Boo!
I'm like looking at my notes and I'm getting there's so much.
Overwhelmed.
I'm getting overwhelmed at this. His mother Dorothy took care of him, would constantly tell him about Jane, and specifically one of the things that comes up a lot is that Dorothy took advice about the sickness that Jane had from not super reputable sources, which ended up leading to Jane's death.
God damn.
Literally his entire life, Philip would blame his mom for this and would constantly talk about how he was such like a lonely child and that he like yearned for this connection to his sister. And he also like has a lot of weird obsessions with his mother.
I couldn't tell.
But let me here's a little blurb from an interview. This is from 1974 with Paul Williams of the Rolling Stone. Yes, I get very mad when I think about my dead sister. Really? This is PKD. Yes, I get very mad about my dead sister. Paul Williams.
Yeah.
Really? PKD. That she died of neglect and starvation, injury, neglect, and starvation. Paul Williams. How do you know? PKD. My mother told me. I get very my fucking thing is broken. I get very hostile when I think of it, because I was a very lonely child, and I would love to have had my sister with me all these years, but my mother says, well, it's just as well she died. She would have been lame anyway, from being burned by us with the hot water bottle. In which case, I suppose, it's like Heinrich Himmler saying, well, she made a good lampshade. So I guess it worked out alright. You see what I mean?
He doesn't sound spiteful at all.
Yeah, so his entire life he blames his mother for this. He's obsessed with his younger sister. Do I have the quote where he would later tell, I'm trying to remember which wife he ended up telling. this.
He had so many.
Which
He had.
wife?
I think he had 6. He had 6 wives.
Sounds right.
And he talks about having a dream where he had sex with his mother, and like he talks about how it felt like he like overcame the Oedipus complex via that, but also his mom, dark-haired woman, dark-haired woman who seemingly kind of has physical similarities to a lot of Philip K. Dick's wives, and a lot of his female characters in his books, and also how he would describe seeing Jane, which is very interesting.
That's what I was thinking about, yeah.
Grew up, went to school, the way he tells it, he was a very bad, like, poor student who would constantly, like, struggle against authority. Everything we know, if you look at, like, we have had access to his transcripts before, he was like an A and B student. He was like which is like a very funny thing to lie about.
So that's so funny.
But
What a cunt.
interested in writing at a young age. One of the things that got him interested in writing is at the age of 4 or 5. His dad took him to go see All's Quiet on the Western Front, which is fucking crazy. And then at the age of 12 is when he was introduced to science fiction magazines. He would write, basically since then he had been writing. Wrote a lot of poetry, wrote a lot of things. Was mostly well received by his teachers. There's this one instance where he was supposed to do like an essay or something, and he just gave his teacher like a story, and she was like, and she like read it and was like, well, I should be really mad at him because he did not do the assignment, but like this is like I can tell that there's something here, like this is interesting, so I should encourage him.
Yeah, I think that's respectable.
Yeah, but for most of his academic career, very good. Eventually, he went off to a boarding school, I believe, in San Francisco. He, again, mostly doing all right, made a good amount of friends, but near the end of his high school life, he started suffering from, like, terrible attacks of vertigo, which affected him for, like, basically whenever he would get, like, really paranoid and anxious, he would have bouts of vertigo. And around this time is when some extreme, like, agoraphobia and paranoia started to take place. Got incredibly anxious about authority figures, incredibly, like, angry at basically everybody around him.
That's so hard to believe.
You know, you read some of the stuff that he wrote, and it's,
Philip,
who would've thought?
Uncomfortable about authority
No.
Not Phil. Not our Phil.
After high school,
Phil.
he would end up kind of drifting around a few places. I think he tried college twice. Didn't work out at all the first time. Then he worked for a while. One of these instances of we know too much about Philip K. Dick's life. We know, so apparently when he was 19, he was confiding in one of his friends about how he was afraid that he was a homosexual.
Okay.
Just to some other context, Philip K. Dick has had gay friends throughout his entire life. So, like, seemingly had no problems with gay people existing. Was very afraid that he was gay. Like, terrified.
Yeah.
As it goes.
Which that's like radically progressive for like 1951. Yeah. Like,
so his friend apparently was like, "Yeah, man, like that makes sense. I'm gonna cure you." Like specifically those are the words. So
Dear God. Okay.
He hooked up 19-year-old Philip K. Dick with who would become his first wife, which, do I have her name written down? Jeanette Marlin. They got married in 1948.
Wow. I'm looking at married and divorced date. Wow.
Dude, it's a lot.
Yeah, married, got divorced not too long after. He was 19, she was like 27 or something. He lost his virginity in the basement of the record store that he was working at.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's not ideal. They were married for a little bit. They lived in a like attic apartment for a while, and eventually like it did not work out. It did not seem like they were compatible in any real sense. Which apparently was something that his mom would tell him about a lot, so obviously makes him very angry. Around this time,
relationship.
Like a year or two later, he would meet and marry Cleo Apostolid. Cleo something. I don't remember. I don't know how to say your last name, and I'm very sorry. They were married for 9 years, and this from like the 50s is also when he started really getting into science fiction, like writing science fiction, or writing stories in general. He got a few things here and there in like the very early 50s, but from like 52 to 1954, I think he wrote 50 short stories, which is a lot.
God damn. That's a lot.
Most of
so
it,
fucking many.
Philip Kindred Dick has written a ton of short stories. Most of them are in the early 50s. Or most of them are in the 50s. Like,
interesting.
Like, almost all of them are in this period. Because around 1954, he like started dedicating himself to novels. After a point, he was constantly trying to get into the mainstream. He was like incredibly ashamed of being a science fiction author, even though he loved sci-fi. When he would tell people, or when people would like ask him what he would write, he actually would prefer to be called a fantasy author, which I thought was really interesting. He has written a couple fantasy short stories. I didn't read any of them. But yeah, he preferred to be called a fantasy author. But he like dreamed of making like literary fiction mainstream novels. He wrote several of them. Like in 1950, he wrote "Gather Yourselves Together." 1952, he wrote "Voices from the Street." And then basically mostly writes. And then 53 and 54, he writes Dr. Vulcan's Hammer, Dr. Futurity? Dr. Futurity? How the fuck do you say that? I don't care.
I have no idea.
The Cosmic Puppets.
That was a
and
lot.
then 1954, The Solar Lottery, which is actually his first published novel. A lot of Philip K. Dick's novels are published years after they are written. Like those first two I listed, Gather Yourselves Together and Voices from the Street, were only published posthumously.
What?
A lot of his like, because those aren't science fiction books; those are literary fiction. Nobody wanted those. Nobody fucking wanted. Not many of his. I think most of his literary fiction was published posthumously. The only one that wasn't was Confessions of a Crap Artist, which is also what people generally considered probably the best of those, which is released in 1975, which is still 16 years after it was written. But yeah, Gather Yourselves Together, his first ever written novel, wasn't published until 1994, and then Voices from the Street wasn't published until 2007.
Oh my lord.
Holy shit.
Yeah, absolutely absurd.
This is jumping ahead, but when was Exegesis put out? Do you know? Was that 90?
No, that was a couple years after he died, I think.
Okay, I was just curious in relation would you? The people wanted that over.
It was definitely before.
Or at least, the publishers.
No,
believed.
actually, okay. So I think we had gotten like snippets of it, but it had not been properly released until 2011. The Exegesis.
Okay, that makes.
But it was like
worked
on, like people because.
Yeah, it's like a compilation. It doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, for context for the listener, the Exegesis is a long series of journals that he had been writing for a very long time that mostly have to do with his with an event that happens in 1974, the February 3rd, 1974 incident. We are not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that next time. But
it's wild as hell. I know what this
so
is.
It's very interesting. So 1954, he gets into contact with A.E. Van Vogt, another famous sci-fi writer at the time, who eventually pushes him into writing novels. And boy fucking does he. Philip Kindred Dick has written... I don't know. It's a lot. Like 50-something novels, I'm pretty sure. Some of them are co-written, but from 1950 till his death in 1982, he wrote like close to 50 novels, an insane amount of short stories, and also a lot of like essays and criticism, and a bunch of other shit. But that time he's living with his wife Cleo. They are mostly happy. It's actually seemingly maybe one of the most healthy relationships that he's ever been in. Until this is also he cheats on her. Cheats on her once with someone. I don't really remember. A little snippet from that. Cleo and that woman have like a dinner to like talk to each other. And Cleo mentions that the woman told her, "Yeah, I don't feel like I can understand a man until I've slept with him," which I just think is like a really interesting thing
to say.
A couple years later, they move to somewhere else in California that I can't remember right now. And he eventually
is it Long? No,
it's like I don't know.
I saw there was mention of Oakland at one point.
I don't know.
I thought it was that place next to fucking Irvine. I can't pull the fucking name.
It's somewhere. But he moves there and eventually starts hanging out with this woman, Anne Williams Rubenstein.
That's Oakland then. Yeah.
Who he...
Wait, no, I'm lying to you again. Keep moving.
Who he eventually has an affair with, and then he eventually marries. Philip Kindred Dick was kind of an asshole to Cleo during the divorce. She like didn't really ask for anything. She asked for like one of the cars that they bought. Didn't ask for like any royalties to the books he had written at that time. Which, to be fair, or like any of the short stories, which isn't a ton. Wouldn't have been a ton because he wasn't making a lot of money at that point in time.
Yeah.
Was very accommodating to Zach. Was just like, fucking who cares. But he was like, he blamed it all on her and said that she was not faithful to him because after he cheated on her the first time, she took like a week away. She like went on a trip and like they separated for a while to try to like figure out what was going to happen, which is just like incredibly strange. And he seemingly did
the fact that he blamed that he said she cheated, not the break.
Yeah, the break is fine. Yeah, that's fine. But the fact that he was like, yeah, she cheated on
that bitch.
Yeah. And he seemingly felt like really bad for this. He or like in general, he had written and like told people it's like, I'm still paying for how I treated Cleo, which is interesting. They separated. He marries Anne Williams, and they are married until 1965. This is also where he has his first kid. Anne had 3 children herself that he apparently got on incredibly well with. He was like he was writing at the time, like he was staying at home and writing, so he was like constantly present with them. Was by all accounts apparently a pretty good dad.
That's something at least.
Yeah. But they had some weird. Seemingly everything was good for a long time. Eventually, he actually does become friends with Cleo again. Who actually has like an incredibly sweet line about his like, like we didn't work out, but you keep friends, and me and Phil were some of the best friends there's ever been. Which is like, that's interesting.
Aw.
That's good.
That's nice.
Anne Williams, eventually they got into kind of an abusive relationship. The book is kind of incredibly unclear about what that actually like entailed. It says like light physical violence between the two of them.
Yeah.
Which is,
Wikipedia has a quote about that. Dick wrote to a friend that he and Anne had, quote, dreadful violent fights, slamming each other around, smashing every object in the house.
yeah,
in it's insane.
Yeah, so very, very strange. He also randomly, apparently, one day just said to her, "I gave up a perfectly good wife for you." Which is like, what the fuck?
It sucks, man.
Terrible.
Oh my god.
Also, another funny thing is during this time, because he talks about how he was so used to like incredibly quiet, like passive arguments, like in his home between his parents when they were together, or between like his mom and his grandmother and aunt, which I actually have a little anecdote about the aunt, because this is like fucking crazy.
An antidote, if you will.
But he apparently like kind of enjoyed the fact that him and Anne would get into like these like screaming matches, which I just think is fucking crazy. And eventually, which would eventually culminate in like throwing shit and like hitting each other.
Jesus Christ!
Which is
What the fuck?
Yeah, not a great guy. A bit into this around this time is when he would start taking amphetamines to get through the writing process. I
believe it.
Which ended well for him.
Famously, yeah, of course. Quick anecdote about the aunt. So his aunt, Marion, I think is her name, married this wealthy kind of sculptor guy who was like very well-to-do, very like kind. Marion dies, and then like a year later, that guy has like some sort of vision alleging that she tells him to marry Philip K. Dick's mother, Dorothy, aka his sister-in-law. Dorothy denies his advances several times, and then randomly one day says that she has a premonition that that she has to do it, and then gets married, and I think lives with him until they die, and they have twins together.
What the fuck?
Which
Holy
Philip K.
shit!
Dick very unhappy about. He is like incredibly.
I
like,
imagine
he just like kind of has like a breakdown about this, that his mom like has replaced his father and also had twins, which like in his mind replaces him and Jane.
Oh,
that's insane. That's
he would also Phil would also occasionally tell Anne that the biggest problem in his life is that he was a lesbian, because he had the spirit of Jane inside of him, and Jane was a lesbian.
what the fuck?
Which is just interesting.
Fuck
And
me,
nobody
okay,
can really
yeah.
tell exactly how serious he was, because they also tell like Anne also will tell stories about like, yeah, Phil would have a lot of fun just saying shit in kind of in a serious way that was like a joke, and then he would keep doing it until nobody could tell if he was serious or not. But this was apparently like a thing that happened a lot.
Christ.
one of his classic
One of his
bits.
classic bits. While he's married to Anne, they have a kid. Eventually, she gets pregnant again.
They have kid.
Gets an abortion, which he is not happy about. Which is like, he has some not great opinions on abortion. And then
Yeah, I saw him.
yeah, and then
that.
he like
Sucks.
yeah, and he tries to frame it in the sense where he's like, no, I just have such love for these dead babies. Which is
Weird.
bad.
I don't know.
I don't like it. Eventually he would kind of be not really forced to not write anymore, but kind of slowed down the writing process for a bit, because his because Anne opens up a jewelry store and needs help around the jewelry store, which actually comes up in The Man in the High Castle. That is a lot of his life is actually like bits and pieces recontextualized for other things. A big one is in Confessions of a Crap Artist. There is a character named Pris, which is a name that he actually. Interesting thing about Confessions of a Crap Artist: the main character, John Isidore, and then his girlfriend Pris are also two names that are later reused in Durandor's Dream of Electric Sheep, which is very strange.
Damn.
But character was based on Anne, and there's a long section about how John Isidore had to hit her at a point because that she ontologically just forced men to hit her. And this is before the physical violence started in his actual home.
So he had been up boiling for a little bit, as it were.
He has insane, crazy thoughts about women.
Demon thoughts in that brain of his.
His own. I mean, everybody who reads Philip K. Dick knows that he's not really the best at writing women. He even admits that he's not the best at writing women. He has a really, really fucking strange quote about this that I'm trying to find, and maybe I can't, and I'm going to fucking kill myself.
So, Ren, what did you have for lunch again?
I had 2 salmon patties on a whole grain bun.
Oh, I heard a bit about it. You put stuff on it, right? Like, you didn't just have salmon patties. That would be insane.
All right, I did put hot sauce on it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and just
all right. So, yeah,
okay, we're back.
From a journal entry from 1971, Phil writes, "I can only be safe when sheltered by a woman. Why? Safe against what? What enemies? Dangers? Is it that I fear I will simply die? My breath, my heart will stop. I will expire like an exposed baby. Jane, it happened to you, and I am still afraid it will happen to me. They can't protect us."
Oh my fucking god.
Jesus God.
In the most normal way.
Normal.
Fuck.
It's totally normal.
He's so normal.
Also, I'm almost done. 2 things real quick. I actually forgot about this while talking about Cleo. While he was with Cleo, the 2 government officials came up to him and Cleo, asking them to spy on radicals in Berkeley.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And then they offered them a full ride to a university. And it just says they really liked the idea, except for the idea of spying on people, so they denied it. But this is also this is kind of the source of his paranoia surrounding the government.
Yeah, I fucking imagine.
Which, for his entire life, incredibly paranoid that the government was watching him. And opens up this jewelry store, kind of has to stop writing for a little bit, works on the jewelry, is apparently very good at it, according to Anne. Anne also writes a biography about Philip K. Dick and about her time being married to him, which I need to read. Seems fascinating.
It's gotta be, right?
It has to be. During this time, he eventually decides that he has to write something. He ends up getting this shack. They call it the hovel, which is this shack that's on some other dude's property, where he writes. And this is when he writes Man in the High Castle. And apparently he had no real notes when he started writing this. He just kind of let shit run from the hip. Eventually he does look a lot into propaganda, into Nazi practices and propaganda, just to kind of get an idea of what that was like. And then he fucking releases The Man in the High Castle, which gets him a fucking Hugo, which also kind of catapults him into a higher strata. And that's kind of where we'll leave it for right now. But this is basically the start of the true Philip K. Dick that people like. Like after Man in the High Castle, we get like Dr. Blood Money, Game Players of Titan, 3 Stigmata, Duander, Dream River, Electric Sheep, Ubik, Maze of Death, like Flow My Tears, Scanner Darkly, all this shit.
Flow My Tears, man.
Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, so Philip K. Dick, interesting guy, obsessed with his sister.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, weird fella, and only gets weirder from here.
So fucking strange.
Let me say what happened in The Man in the High Castle, chapters 1
Jesus
through 8.
Christ. Oh, we're finally
We're
there.
going to sleep tonight.
Robert Chilladan, a man who runs a pre-World War II Americana antique shop in San Francisco, is being lambasted by Mr. Tagami, a Japanese dignitary who orders a Civil War recruitment poster, which hasn't arrived at the stated time. Chilladan, a white man, is angry that he has to suck up to his new Japanese oppressors he's gained from the Axis powers winning World War II, causing America to be split between the Japanese-ran West Coast states, the German-ran East and Southern states, and the independent Rocky Mountain states. After this, a Japanese couple comes in and is incredibly impressed by his whole store and invites him over. He agrees happily. Frank Frink, formerly Frank Fink, is listening to some Nazi propaganda on the radio and feeling really fucking depressed. He's also thinking about how he kind of hated his job at the Wyndham Matson welding facility and how he really misses his ex-wife Juliana. Feeling lost, he consults the I Ching. This will happen a lot. Which tells him to remain humble. Philip K. Dick discovers the I Ching right around this. I think he discovers it in 1952, and is obsessed with it literally his entire life. He consults the I Ching, which tells him to remain humble and that he should not marry such a woman as Juliana. He agrees with the assessment, but loves her dearly regardless. Nobusuke Tagami, a Japanese political official, is waiting for Swedish diplomat Mr. Baines, who is on his way in a high-tech German rocket. Tagami is anxious to learn about the high-tech German plastics, which led the Germans to win the space race and begin colonizing Mars. He consults the I Ching, which provides an ill omen, so he proceeds to call Mr. Ramsey a pinnock, which is a white puppet a member of the white puppet government instated by the Japanese. I had to look this up.
Based out of Sacramento.
And asks if there's any swanky American artifact that he can use to impress Baines. He's also given an ominous message from some Tokyo contacts. Things are seldom as they seem. Skim milk masquerades as cream, which leads Tagami to believe Baines is a spy. Chilladan is heading to Tagami office to offer a replacement of the poster and gets really stressed thinking about Japanese social customs and how much he prefers Germans to Japanese. But he thinks back to how the Japanese Major Ito Humo came into the bookstore Chilladan was working at, inspired him to open his own antique shop. Julianne Frink, who lives in Canyon City, Colorado, where she teaches judo, ends up in a conversation with Italian truck driver, which I didn't write down right now. His name's like Sam something. Joe,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's Joe. I think I have it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Gets into an argument with Joe about if they think that that it was good that the Germans won World War II. Juliana kind of thinks about how maybe Germans are like that because of sexual dysfunction stemming from the fact that Hitler had syphilis. They ride back to her home together. Baines is in a rocket ship and strikes up a conversation with Alex Lotz, who is a German artist who sucks. And is shocked that Baines doesn't know German. Eventually, Lotz makes an anti-Semitic comment, and then Baines is disgusted and proceeds to explain to Lotz that he is actually secretly Jewish, and that secretly there are a lot of Jewish people that are high-ranking in the government, and that he's going to call the police and get this guy fucking killed. Baines is given a Mickey Mouse watch, only 10 in existence. And at first he's insulted, and eventually he gets it, I guess. Frank goes to...
I don't know if he gets it. It seems more
like whatever.
Okay, I gotta move along.
Yeah, he's he doesn't really get it, but he's like, okay, whatever.
I love that scene so much.
It's really good.
That shit awesome. Rocks.
Frink goes to WM and tries to get his job back to no avail. But luckily, he stands up for himself, and Ed McCarthy tells Frank that he's proud of him, and tells him, hey, you should start your own company. Frank consults the I Ching, which tells him that success and doom await him. And he's kind of confused, but he decides to go for it. And Ed is like, actually, we're going to start a company together. Chilladan gets approached by a admiral, Jesus Christ, admiral, who's like, hey, my commanding officer says that we need to get gifts for everybody. I need 12 Civil War firearms right now. Chilladan hands him one. Turns out it's fucking fake. The guy's like, I'm not going to tell anybody, but you should get this fucking figured out, man. Chilladan is freaking out. He calls some people, learns that the ship that this guy is allegedly on actually sunk in 1945, and then he calls his supplier, Ray Calvin, to get the bottom of this fake issue. Wyndham Matson receives a call from Ray Calvin, and complaining about the fact that the fakes are fucking lousy. Not that they're fake, but that they suck at being fakes.
They're lousy fakes.
Wyndham suspects that Frank and McCarthy are trying to ruin his business, and briefly considers turning Frank into the Nazi regime because he knows that he's Jewish, but decides to just like give him $2,000 instead. And then
but he also doesn't not do that.
Yeah,
also.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he shows his girlfriend Rita 2 lighters, one that is owned by FDR and one that is not. And after she cannot determine which one was owned by FDR, he explains that authenticity doesn't fucking matter.
I really like
It's
that
good.
scene.
So good.
This is also where we get introduced to the book The Grasshopper Lies Heavy, which is a banned novel that tells an alternate history where the Allies won the war. Tagami and Baines have their little meeting, and then it turns out that negotiations can't end until Shinjiro Yatabe, an elderly businessman, gets in. Tagami is asked not to mention this because there's some tax shit going on. And then offhandedly he mentions that the Germans have a policy of killing the elderly, which Baines thinks is kind of weird, and then it's like, does he know that I threatened to kill that guy? Tagami provides Baines with a Swedish driver, and we learn that Baines does not know any fucking Swedish.
Well, he's not a Swedish driver. He is a Japanese student who is learning Swedish.
He's like, finally, someone to practice
And
Swedish on. He's like, I'm so fucked in this car right now.
I don't know fucking anything.
He's so annoyed about it more than anything else, which is so funny. He's like, God fucking damn it.
Juliana and Joe Sinadella are hanging out at her house post-coitus, seemingly.
Morning after.
While eating breakfast, they hear that German leader Chancellor Bormann has died. And they end up getting into an argument about who would make a good successor. Joe is insanely pro-Nazi, and Juliana fucking despises him.
So pro-Nazi.
Joe mentions The Grasshopper Lies Heavy and mentions that the author lives in the High Castle. Tagami gets a report that Baines knows no Swedish. He also learns about Chancellor's death, and then while listening to the various candidates is overtaken by the evil and leaves the room. Frink once again consults the I Ching about the idea of extorting money from Wyndham Matson, and it seems like it wouldn't be the best idea. A messenger arrives with $2,000 from Wyndham Matson, and he and Ed decide to call the business Ed Frank Jewelers. Fucking terrible. Cholan goes to the dinner that he agrees to with the Japanese couple and gets into many terrible conversations. And then when he goes home, he's greeted by a policeman who tells him that he was tricked by the admiral earlier and is asked to sign off that he saw this man, who is Frank Fink. He signs off and thinks, I didn't notice that the guy was Jewish before. Silly me.
Awesome.
Freiherr Hugo Rice, a Nazi officer in San Francisco, meets with Cruz von Meer, chief of the German intelligence agency. They have a weird relationship because for some fucking reason their like jurisdiction overlaps and they like step on each other's toes. But Hugo Rice is actually like ahead of him because of like an honorary title.
I think the idea is the RPOV character is like officially there. The other guy is not officially there, but because of their weird overlap, like
it's weird.
There's all this
weird shit going on. He tells an employee, I don't know how to say his name, Pferdehuf, comes in to explain that a Japanese officer is coming to the coast in secret. And Rice thinks he's probably just coming to get some medical care because it's better in the States. He tells the other dude to just tell the officials that the guy is already here and it's too late to intercept him. He goes back to reading The Grasshopper Lies Heavy and is appalled by how accurate the description of Hitler's funeral and the fall of Berlin is. He fantasizes about sending an assassin to kill the author. And that is what we read for today.
Pretty mid, I guess.
What did you guys think of Man in the High Castle so far?
Pretty mid.
Fucking awesome,
really
dude. I had a thought occur to me, like, with all, you know, just reading through, I don't remember exactly what was happening, but I was like, I see how the guy who wrote this would write something that would then become cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I see how Blade Runner comes out of, like, the same imagination well as this. Like, there's such a, like, a energy to it, you know?
Is this your first Philip K. Dick?
It is. I haven't read it.
Interesting.
I was kind of interested in how you would react to this, especially like as I was reading.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that you and real quick, what did you think, Ren?
This is great. I'm having my chair's fucking squeaky. Jesus.
That'll be fun.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, this book is great. I read the first chunk of this back in I think September or probably early October. And had a really, really good time with it, and then realized I'm gonna blitz all of this if I don't stop, because I was just having such a fantastic time with this. So much so that I went and started reading a different Philip K. Dick book.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But something about Philip K. Dick that is pretty common among kind of all of the novels that I've read, at least, and seemingly, which actually isn't that much. I've read Solar Lottery, Dr. Blood Money, Ubik, Do Andor's Dream of Electric Sheep, and that's it. It's not enough. Okay. And a couple short stories. Bro likes to have a lot of characters, which is something that, which is part of why I named all of them, because it comes up a lot. There's almost every single one of these chapters starts with a new character. Or maybe not new. Mm-hmm. They were potentially part of a scene earlier or mentioned previously. But
a new
every
perspective.
single one of these, it comes from a new perspective or an entirely new character. Chapter 8 starts with a guy we've never heard of before.
No, we have.
Does he come up earlier?
His name? We've heard about the Office, but I don't remember hearing.
I word searched him because I was like, "There's no shot we haven't seen this guy," and he was briefly mentioned the chapter before as the person Tagami was sending the message to.
Ah, interesting.
Oh, yeah, the condolence message. Yeah.
Interesting. But I
love all of the different characters.
But it was so minimal that essentially we've never fucking.
Yeah. Might as well not count.
And I think this book is better at it, but a lot of times they're kind of hard to differentiate sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting how that would hit you, James.
It hit me good. I really liked all of the character stuff. Just pinging around all these different fucking weirdos in this terrible place. I mean, I'm going to say some dark words, and I have to apologize. The world building is fun to read.
Whoa, world building! Tell us about that.
Yeah, I resent speaking it. It's like ash in my mouth. But it's I don't know. That's the hook that kept me reading and want to keep reading. Is each perspective you get a little bit more information on what's this place like? What are these people dealing with? Also, I keep feeling well, this is the chapter where the bomb is going to drop and the whole world is going to end, because I feel like that's where we're.
Yeah, that literally next chapter, that's going to happen, because that seems to be kind of the thing. Is he likes to here's a bunch of characters, and then halfway through the book he kills off a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Does he?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
That's kind of how that kind of happens in Do Andor's Dream of Electric Sheep. That happens.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because we get a bunch of that. That kind of happens in Dr. Blood Money, where a few characters just get killed off.
That's the thing I remember about Dr. Blood.
Dr. Blood Money is really good. I don't remember if it happens in Ubik because I don't really remember how Ubik works.
I really want to read of the Philip K. Dick books I've heard things about. Valis is the one.
I just got a copy of Valis. Yeah, because Valis is
the local bookstore I go to has a copy, and I think I'll probably pick it up tomorrow when I'm in town.
Yeah, interesting thing about Valis is that is like technically the start of a trilogy. The Valis trilogy, which also technically could be 4 novels because he has a novel called Radio Free Albanoff, which Valis is like a pseudo retelling of. If I understand correctly.
Interesting.
But yeah, Valis, the Divine Invasion, and then the Transmigration of Timothy Archer. I have those. I have that and the 3 Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch switched on my bookshelf right now. So I have like a little PKD collection that I put in order. 3 Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch is about a guy who comes, like an astronaut who comes back to Earth and he might be possessed by Satan.
That's a cool thing to happen.
Cool idea.
That's kind of like in Spider-Man 3 when the space shuttle comes down and Venom's on it.
I wonder. Yeah. I hope he. Do you think Philip K. Dick knows what a Spider-Man is?
Gotta.
He had kids, yeah.
I wonder what he thinks. What he would have thought.
I keep meaning to say this. I actually meant to say this before of the history segment about 40 minutes ago. Content warning, obviously. In case you were unaware, there are a lot of words in this book that could be harmful to you.
A lot of upsetting words.
So just
obviously,
a lot of accepting ideas. Thing is a rough time out there, and I don't want anybody to get hurt because they followed our recommendation on something. It's a very good book. You should be reading it. But if you cannot deal with that, or you're not in a place where you can deal with it, just be aware. Hopefully, we'll have more explicit content warnings in the description. But putting that right now before we go deeper. What the fuck happened to Africa? That's fucked up.
Oh my fucking god! What happened to Africa?
They just glassed it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't mention that. I think that they very offhandedly mentioned that they just fucking destroy Africa. Just
it's not that offhand. Multiple characters keep coming back to be holy.
It's like they did a second Holocaust to the entire continent.
Yeah, it's a chemical wasteland. Is
it specifically said that they nuke Africa? Or
is this before the nukes? It sounded like chemical weapons is what it sounded.
It seems like they have nukes, seemingly, right? With their secret weapons.
Yeah, I mean they talk about this.
Yeah, it sounded like they had nukes.
Sure. I was well, maybe because this would be before the bomb dropped. They would have won before the bomb dropped, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I know there's a mention of draining the Mediterranean with nuclear power.
Amazing, love it.
Which, what the fuck does that could mean?
It's the coolest thing ever, probably.
That cool is not exactly the word I would.
I don't know. Man.
I mean, yeah, not in fucking practice, but conceptually, the idea of just being let's just drain the Mediterranean is yeah.
Well, they needed more farmland, I love all the talk. There's a bit in I think one of the chapters from the guy from the Nippon Times being the economic situation in Germany is about to collapse. They've obliterated everything. There's no way that this can keep running outside of it's just momentum at this point. It seems almost. I also had a thought at one point. I always thought I could probably live under Japanese colonization pretty well. I think I'm well adapted.
Maybe. I don't know about the Nazi part.
See, that would be the hardest part, I think. I don't think I would do well.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty...
I think I would do really poorly. But put me in the PSA, the Pacific States of America, and I think I'm
That's really nice for you guys. That's really nice for you guys.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't.
Yeah,
do so
guys,
I didn't say I didn't say I could live under if the Japanese occupied my area right now, I think I could probably handle it.
Yeah.
Back then, probably not. There's some different ideas going on,
the Japanese couple that what's his fuck goes to visit.
There's something going on
and, like,
there.
Just fucks up.
The woke Japanese couple.
I was gonna say like these like capital L liberal.
They're so sad when he's like, actually, I'm not quite fond of the Jew, and they're just like, oh,
They're like, oh,
They're like,
yeah, they're
"Oh,
like
man.
they're like
God
really
damn
upset
it."
with him about that. Which something I was telling my wonderful partner Kat about this book that I really appreciate, and this is something that like I think Philip K. Dick's kind of good about in all of his books. But none of these characters are like undamaged from the fact that they've lived in a Nazi society for several years.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
even
yeah.
like the most sympathetic still will have like a thought that is obviously like influenced by anti-Semitism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
such a bad time.
I mean, yeah, even like the lady character like is like ostensibly progressive, whatever that could mean in this context. But also like has these terrible.
Yeah, it's also like
what the fuck?
yeah, Frank Fink probably should look less like a Jew, and it's just like she fucking hates that.
Yeah.
Like there's an ugliness. To
Yeah,
all of
it's
it.
very like upsetting to read.
It's hard to stomach.
Yeah,
There's a deep hatred to like everything everyone says about people who aren't them, and it's so sad.
It's incredibly sad.
A lot of contempt.
Funny moment though. Really like the scene where Childan,
Childane, I think.
it's like, holy shit, what if the guy I'm coming to meet isn't Japanese? My entire game plan was based around the idea that this guy was Japanese.
That bit is
Oh my God,
so funny. It's like
It's
deeply
it's like Jesus
racist and
Christ.
evil, but it's so funny. It's like, oh my god, fuck! I did specifically adjust for the unique Japanese mind. I'm so freaking cooked, dude. Fuck! Like he's so stupid.
I really like. I think it's that section where Childane thinks about slaves.
Yeah.
Right, where he's just like, Jesus Christ, like I can't. And he's like, ugh. And he's thinking about there's a horrible thing he fucking thinks.
He thinks
I could
terrible
steal
things.
I mean, he's constantly terrible, but like, there's a bit where he's like, I could like stand someone of higher class than me seeing me fuck up, but not a black, as he says, and it's like, whoa.
Also, that bit with the guy trying to grift him in the shop. He's just freaking out that another white guy tried to one up him. He's like, Gah! No.
He sucks. And, he's thinking about the pedicab driver, and like he likes feeling the rhythm of his body, and I'm like, ugh. And he's using a word for him as well, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
repeat,
he's
but
yeah.
in context,
any
these things running into
slur,
each other makes it
or
disgusting.
not any. I mean, they keep it to the hits, I guess, but.
Yeah, I mean,
They're you're going to read these characters call each other some pretty fucked up slurs, and it's pretty upsetting. I do wish, which I kind of understand why like it didn't happen, it probably didn't occur to him, but I do think it is a kind of a problem of this book, is that we don't get a black character's perspective at all. At least so far, that just doesn't exist.
yeah.
And especially like it,
Mhm.
especially with that coupled with like how Africa is handled, where it's like it literally just doesn't exist now.
Yeah.
Is like feels very
Mhm.
much, which probably to some degree accurate. How Nazis would treat this situation. It's just like, yeah, I just don't want to deal with it. That's kind of how it feels,
Mhm.
which is like a bit
It does.
unfortunate. But I do think like the perspective of the several Jewish characters we get are very interesting, and obviously like pretty telling about this world.
Saying something.
Mhm.
Really, speaking of the world building, I appreciate some of the ways that he doesn't go like full dystopian, like he doesn't take it the easy way, where it's like, if you say anything negative, you're gonna get like taken away by the secret police or whatever, like
The fucking class Gestapo are gonna get you.
Like there are characters having disagreements about this. Obviously everybody is reading The Grasshopper Lies Heavy, a book that is literally banned. Like you would literally,
except in the PSA, and the Japanese have allowed it. In the German ambassador guys, like they fucking did it on purpose. I'm certain. I hate those guys.
Fucking send somebody to kill this guy,
please.
But it's incredibly interesting, and
I also really like that the Grasshopper. I think the easy. So you mentioned the Grasshopper book is like, what if the Allies won? Ooh, isn't that so thrilling? And I think the easy way would just to make it 1-to-1 with our like true reality. But it's not, like, it's a little different.
Yeah,
like little things are off. Like, the imagination, limited to the reality that they live in, right? And it's like, that's fun. Like the way characters talk about, like, well, no, if the Allies won, the Soviets would just take over everything and we all be communists, and that'd be terrible.
Yeah,
that's fun. That's really.
I really love the part in that where in the book it's described that they chop up the world in the same way that the Axis powers did. I think that's fascinating. It's like, of course they would do that. Why would they not do that?
Yeah, they can't imagine.
They can't imagine anything else.
Which
that is also interesting. Along with the fact that it's like, wow, this is like a really accurate depiction of Hitler's funeral and a really accurate depiction of the fall of Berlin. Like it's very strange. It's very interesting.
What's going on there?
That whole, I mean, obviously it's gonna come up more. It's what the book is named after it. About a guy the guy who lives in this high castle and wrote this book. But I'm very interested in how that will turn out. Yeah. Holy shit. The way my gut, my stomach just dropped when that policeman shows up at the antique shop and hands Childan the fucking picture.
Yeah. It's like, no! And
he just, so good. Signs it without thinking about it. At all.
Ugh.
And then it's like... And then afterwards, it's like, huh, that was weird. It's weird. That's crazy. I can't believe that happened.
Sucks.
I can't believe that. I didn't recognize that at all. I didn't recognize him even a little bit, but, I guess that's him.
It's gotta be him. It's gotta be that Jew.
It didn't occur to me that he could be Jewish. Well, they have hypnotic powers, don't you know?
I do think it's... When Baines threatens that guy, I think it is kind of funny that it is just the idea of there are just secret Jewish people controlling parts of government in this world. Just kind of uncritically, just kind of slipped in there.
I think one, uncritical, yes. Two, I think it reads a little bit better just in the way of they're not hidden because it's an evil Jewish plot.
Because
they don't. Yeah, they don't want to
die. They don't want to die.
And maybe that's the point. Maybe that flipping is the point of that, or is it just uncritically reproducing something else?
I mean, it's kind of
much to be said.
Interesting. This idea of fascism kind of creating its own enemy.
I mean, the evil defeats itself.
Well, in the sense, yes, but also in the sense that it is creating this thing that it specifically makes propaganda against. It just creates the conditions for this thing to kind of happen. Yeah.
You do hear throughout this that there are these small signs that things are slowly falling apart. That they can't keep power here. I mean, that they can't keep control there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is really, and I mean, they're having these debates, it's seemingly just falling apart now that, the people that were part of the Nazi party during World War II are starting to die off.
Yeah.
And probably started falling apart.
And the ones that are left are, splintered amongst themselves. They don't...
And and then there's also the bureaucracy stuff that's going on between that, that we get a little glimpse of in chapter 8.
To circle back to the thing you said about fascism creating the people, creating conditions to like destroy itself, or the people who destroy it or whatever. That part with Bane, I also find really interesting because he is using the tools of the fascist government to kill a guy, like basically. And like I don't know, that is like the same thing you're saying. I just find
it is like
anyone can pull these levers as long as they know the right words.
It's like an ugly. It is,
and the fact that he is using this machine built to kill somebody else is also like Jesus.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's very interesting because it is just like it feels like kind of feels almost like something you'd see in like an exploitation film.
Yeah,
where it's like this kind of like, or like. Do you know about the movie Blink Twice that came out last year?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna spoil the movie Blink Twice.
Go for it.
Hit it.
At the end, so Blink Twice is a movie about this woman and her friends who kind of hit it off with this rich guy played by Channing Tatum. Who invites them to this island, and the whole thing turns out that like they're drugging these women and raping.
I
them
do remember this, yeah.
with like a drug that makes them like not think and also like forget what happens. And the end of the movie, is she takes over the island. Like, she, like, kills the guys. Jesus. She kills, like, a lot of the people and, like, frees everyone. Like, takes control of the, like, production of this thing. And then just keeps Channing Tatum as this, like, drug-addicted, like...
Jesus Christ.
Like, which is, like, at one half, very funny. And, like, in the moment is, like, a satisfying moment of, like, get his ass. But when you think about it for a bit longer, it's like, hold on. I don't know if this is good.
I mean, that's literally...
No!
I don't
think what she's doing is
feminism,
great.
Right?
I mean, yes. What she's doing, everything around that, awesome. That single thing is like, maybe... This is still kind of fucked up.
That's girl boss feminism, right? Like the problem is not the system, it's just that women are not in control. The system meant to harm other people or whatever, right? Like that's the critique of that type.
Have I told you have I told you about the time I got choked by a teacher?
What? Yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
I told that. So
yes,
I was being kind of a shit to my teacher. Didn't turn in my homework. That she told me to get my book bag, dumped it out, and like looked through it. It wasn't there because I left it at home. I specifically left it at home.
You were such a shit, man.
I was being an asshole. And then she was like, "Go look in your locker." I was like, "It's not in there. I know it's not in there." And I was like, "You can go look if you want." And she like grabbed me by the throat. I told that story to somebody recently, and they just assumed it was like a guy that did that. And I like awesome. Very like, actually, it was a woman.
Bad
equality win. The woman can abuse children too.
No.
It was a fun moment. But yeah, like it is just like
that's good.
Like I kind of brought up earlier, like this is still somebody who is like deeply broken by this thing that he's been forced to live in and like adapt to.
Yeah. I mean, literally changed his body to survive.
Yeah.
Like,
like got his nose reduced, changed the shape of his skull.
Mm-hmm. Had his pores shrunk.
This like, it's so bleak. It is amazing how bleak this is.
So goddamn bleak.
Upsetting it is to read, and also like I'm reading it, and I'm like, I can't put this down.
Yeah, it's a fucking page
like, holy
turner,
shit,
dude.
what's going
you
on?
have to keep
You gotta
going.
keep going.
And I'm excited to get to the back half of it.
It's fascinating.
And like, there's so many good little lines. I wish I was complaining about this before the show. I wish I had a physical copy so I could flip around a little bit easier. Well, like, I'm just gonna see if any of my little fucking highlights or anything worth talking about. But Yeah, it's fucking that Philip K. Dick guy. I think he could write a sentence.
He might be able to. One part that I really liked is when I think it's in chapter 2. Childan is remembering the elderly Japanese man who came into the store and like convinced him to start selling antiques. So I'll read this section. I'll give you an example. The Major had said, "Do you know what is meant by horrors of war cards?" He had eyed Childan with acidity. Searching his memory, Childan had at last recalled the cards had been dispensed during his childhood with bubblegum, a cent apiece. There had been a series of them, each card depicting a different horror.
Yeah.
It's just like, here's all these like terrible moments happening in war that these people are just collecting. This is incredibly funny to me.
I really like the part that comes after that. I really like because the man is like asking Childan, like, "Do you have any of these or anything?" So yeah, he collects them. He lacks but one: the sinking of the Panay. He has offered a substantial sum for of money for that particular card. Flip cards, Childan said suddenly. "Sir, we flipped them. There was a head and a tail side on each card. He had been about 8 years old. Each of us had a pack of flip cards. We stood, 2 of us facing each other. Each of us dropped a card so that it flipped in the air. The boy whose card landed the head side up, and the side with the picture won both cards. Considering Major Humo had said, I have heard my friend discuss his horror of war cards, and he has never mentioned this. It is my opinion that he does not know how these cards actually were put to use." I like that.
It is good.
Yeah.
It's incredibly interesting.
All of the stuff about like it's like the nouveau riche of the occupying Japanese force. The whole thing of like collecting Americana is really interesting. Like something that, you know, it doesn't matter if it's real or fake. It just has to feel American, and it has to authentically American. And like this fascination and fixation of like, you know. What's the fucking word? What's the appropriating the culture?
Yeah.
Is interesting.
It is interesting.
It shows an insight that I am surprised to see in 1963, but also like we had been colonizing people, and people had been colonized for a long time by that point. It's not too shocking that somebody could have like thought about this.
Makes sense.
It's one of those things where you're like, well, history happened before this. History didn't just start the other day, and we learned everything, the correct way now. People were learning it then as well. Yeah, good fucking book.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like, I'm gonna try to have more detailed notes. Last time I was kind of rushing through it today and yesterday, unfortunately, so I just didn't have time to write down notes. But I want to pull more excerpts next time because there's so much that's just like good to read.
Yeah, I also think it is kind of difficult because a lot happens, but also not a lot happens.
Much.
It's dense.
Yeah, you learn a lot, but the state of things have not actually shifted that much.
It's dense in character detail.
Yes, and the way these characters think, the things they observe, and how that impacts them, and all that.
Also, real quick, we did not talk about this at all in our actual discussion. What do you think about all the I Ching stuff? Do you know anything? Do either of you know anything about the I Ching?
No.
I had to look it up. I had never heard of it before, and I was like, is this something Dick made up? Or I need to figure out. And I was like, it's a real thing. Okay.
Incredibly.
But I did not do. I didn't.
Important divination text.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Oh, okay, well, that's my.
Certainly aware of it now.
Yeah, I mean, they bring it up all the fucking time.
It's I
do. I find how it's used and shown in the book very interesting. I like. There's a line. I think it's Fink says because is it Fink that's really into
Fink
it?
is really into it.
Or is it?
He has consulted it 3 times so far.
Yeah, and he's he does it all the time.
He fucking loves it.
But he thinks about it's 1,000 years of divination perfection. It's whittled down into this perfect form by the ancient Chinese who are ahead of all of us. And I find that kind of interesting. And actually thinking about it now, I just remembered the part the when we were introduced to Fink, and it's he's a veteran, and he was so mad at the Japanese when they occupied America. He buried his weapons, swearing that someday he would rise up. and now he's just kind of chill. He's like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever.
I don't know.
Fuck it.
Things are fine, I guess.
Fuck my stupid life, I guess.
Fuck my stupid.
Fine, I liked that a lot.
Stupid fucking chunky's life.
Yeah, Philip K. Dick had gotten into it like 2 years prior to writing this, I think, and
Okay, it's like 59.
yeah,
58,
and then just was super into it his entire life. Had consulted it up until he died. I don't really know how using the thing works. Like it's
yeah, I imagine if truly just pure ignorance here. I just imagine like when you are playing pickup sticks.
Oh,
you drop the sticks and you have to like that's not what I thought of, but like I don't think that's true. Just based off like the information they gave me, I was like, I guess it could be like pickup sticks. I guess.
yeah, it seems something.
Yeah.
There's a bundle of yarrow stalks, which are manipulated to produce sets of 6 apparently random numbers ranging from 6 to 9. Each of the 64 possible sets corresponds to a hexagram, which can be looked up in the I Ching. The hexagrams are arranged in order as the King Wen sequence. I don't know.
yeah, I guess I'll kill myself. Like, that's
I don't know,
so
well-
much.
I think what we should do between this episode and
consult
next is we should go on YouTube and watch a bunch of people do I Chings and see if we could figure it out.
We'll just consult it. We'll do like a live consultation.
Yeah.
Oh, this is an idea.
God
This is,
damn
okay,
it.
This is an idea. Look forward to part 2. I don't know which one of us is going to get one, but we're going to get one.
I'm sorry.
We'll figure it out. Can't be that much. But there's like an online I Ching. Like I
That
bet
feels
there's a
like
tool
evil.
online.
That
that
feels
does
like
it for you.
deeply evil, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it feels.
I do not
Surely
like
ain't
the idea
good.
of consulting the
Let
like,
me go on Amazon.com real quick and search
like
I Ching and see what
random.org.
comes up.
But it's just you get one of the 64
hello, yes,
hexagram
random.org.
sets.
I Ching or the Book of Changes. I can buy a copy for $18 on Amazon. I need the sticks though.
We'll
It's
figure
fine.
it out.
We'll figure it out. What else do we have to say about this book?
I don't know, man.
I think that's mostly it for right now.
I'm
Because like I
Thanks. I think we need to go because Ren's
Yeah,
gonna
Ren's gonna
pass
pass
out
out.
on Mike.
I am so close.
I'm so sorry. Oh, rough night, rough recording session. But before we can leave, our lovely fans, Ren, are holding
Fuck.
hands because we have some emails.
Oh.
We actually have multiple. So first one came in from good friend of the pod, Sky. After the SCP special had recorded, so it was too late. But I'm going to ask it anyways. Halloween candy. Might be a bit late to ask now, but what was the best and worst Halloween candy in your opinion? Best is candy corn. Worst is like salted nuts or whatever. I don't know.
salted nuts. My favorite. I'm a big Reese's guy, so like the eggs or not the
Ooh,
pumpkin.
yeah, yeah.
Those
Oh,
are really
killer.
Yeah,
good.
those are good.
The worst.
If you say
No, I like candy
you're
corn a
out.
lot.
Good.
There's like, what's something that I just like really don't like at all? Those fucking like chocolate coins are terrible.
Oh, fuck you.
No, those are shitty
I've-
chocolate, dude. They
Yeah, it's really
suck.
bad chocolate.
Some
but
of it depends on what type of chocolate you buy.
But
It depends on
it's-
the chocolate, but it's fun to unwrap a
it's un-
coin. Like
it's
that's
fun to
unfortunately
buy.
a
Coin, but
deeply
then I gotta-
Jewish thing.
I wasn't gonna mention.
It's one of our things.
I think I'm sorry. I think this one's bad.
Anti-Semitic, but we'll accept it.
What about you, Ren? Halloween
Worst.
Favorite
breakdown.
candy corn. Least favorite, dark chocolate covering some kind of tart. Like some kind of like tart jelly.
Oh, circus peanuts also terrible.
Oh yeah, no, circus peanuts down to the bottom. That's actually more.
I haven't had.
correct. Yeah,
I don't
fuck
think I've had
circus
circus peanuts.
Bad. You shouldn't. It's kind of like eating packed
Yeah,
material.
that's
It sucks.
not good. I'm
All right,
a
moving
big candy
on.
corn person.
This is a very long email. We're not going to read all of it. It's from lovely fan Adeline, who I've spoken to a little bit, I believe, actually, over from the Inchworm Discord. Lovely
That's
folks over
exciting.
there, and Adeline is a lovely fellow. Yeah. But I'll hit the highlights. First highlight, praise for us.
Cool.
Hey, James, couple of things. First, I want to say I'm a huge fan, and you guys are wildly entertaining, and I love getting recommendations for insane things to watch. Adlin is not the only person I've in that Discord. I've met a few of one other person in particular who's like, you've like radicalized me on different types
You need
of
to
movies.
Shout out
to
Parasocial.
James, you need to make another docket right fuck now. I almost screamed just now because I forgot to talk about Evil Puddle.
Jesus.
We can't. But make a docket, and I'm going to talk about it next time.
Okay. Okay, I will. I'll do that when I'm not on an
I
iPad.
almost hung up. I was like, no.
That's why I said make another docket. I need to remember.
All right, I'll do it when I'm done here. Second, no idea if you get this info, but I don't know what that means. It's really easy to fall asleep to your podcast. I find that remarkable. We yell a lot, and the audio mixing usually not good enough to make it not really loud. But I appreciate hearing this, Adlin, and I'd like to say, keep it up. We need those numbers.
We made it. This is the
third,
most we
please
made
let
it.
Seth
thing of
know.
all time.
If we get an army of sleepers, that's it. We're done.
Thank
we
God.
got it. Third, please let Seth know that he inspired me, someone who hadn't watched any horror movies, to attempt and finish Hooptober. I was doing live reacts to the Inchworm Discord, and it was fun having a friend of the pod, Sky, and the actual Wildbow chiming in occasionally. I actually didn't know this thread happened. I feel bad I wasn't.
I'm happy you tried.
No.
Because life got too hectic, and I just had to quit.
How many deep did
I
you
only
get?
got-
Like, what was
I
your
only
final
got,
number?
13, I think, total.
Really? I thought you were further in. Well, you were also doing Cramptober.
Yeah, I did a couple of those, but I just I really hit a moment where I was like, I can't do this. So I started kind of just
totally.
watching other things that I wanted to watch.
Fair,
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta tap out. You gotta know when.
I was like, this.
Gotta know when to hold them. Wait.
No when
Fourth, on the topic of the Enders.
No
Jesus.
when to run.
Fourth, on the topic of Ender's books, I 100% agree on the rest being kind of insane and bad. The first two Shadow books are okay, but they also get weird pretty quick, and the short stories are middling at best.
Hilarious.
And this is the interesting part to me. The Formic War books are actually pretty good. They're wildly different tone and have a different author, but if you're interested in what normal humanity was like before everything shifted over to fighting an impossible enemy, have a good. They give a good look at life in an.
I don't know if I am.
That's interesting. I've never heard anything about it.
I've never heard anybody else talk about
It might be true.
My immediate thought when told that those are good is kind of to think that you're trying to sell me something.
True.
That you're lying. That you're an
That you're
agent
trying to
sent
kill
by
me.
whatever Orson Scott Card's buddy.
Is Has-Been Hotel actually good? The next thing that appears from your mouth, and I have to run.
That's so mean. That's I don't know if that's meaner, but that's mean.
I don't know. man.
But I can believe that there's interesting things going on in this book.
Yeah.
I
I'm more interested now than I was before, but I'll be honest. Not that
translate
interested.
that as in
Maybe,
when
we'll
people
see.
tell me Has-Been Hotel is good, I think they're trying to sell me a Funko Pop.
It's so mean. It's so mean. That's such a mean.
I
comparison.
don't know you, dog. I'm not trying to be mean to you. It's also so late, and I don't know how to control my thoughts.
You're almost done. You're almost free. 5. I've got some short story recommendations from author Ted Ching. All of his stories are good, but these are just the ones that stuck out to me. Again, we're running on time, so I'm just going to read the titles. From Exhalation, The Merchant and the Alchemist Gate. Time Travel Anthology. The Life Cycle of Software Objects is an odd tale about next-gen Tamagotchi. Wait, did I read this? After their company goes under. That sounds cool.
Neat.
Exhalation is an World of Automaton People. Very good titles. I'll add these to our list. These might be useful coming up. And he's got just so many of these. Again, thank you very much. But just don't have time today. And then separately, I also need to recommend The Egg by Andy Weir, which I had read in high school. I remember talking to my partner, then a friend, about it because they were like, "Yeah, have you read The Egg? That's a really interesting short story."
I've read The Egg.
I have not.
Yeah, that's a classic. We might have to dip in on The Egg sometime. That's a fun little thinker. That's why the guy did The Martian.
Big afterlife things for atheists.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, this is radicalizing. Hope everything is going well on your end. Better. Adlin. Adlin, thank you very much. This is a lovely letter. I'm sorry I couldn't give it as much attention at the end as possible, but we're all kind of dying right now. So I appreciate that. Next week or in 2 weeks, when the next episode comes out, we will be talking about the rest of The Man in the High Castle. After that, we're in minisode season. It'll be, I think, weekly minisodes from that point out. We need to talk about the schedule of recordings.
Dear God.
And figure out
It'll
what
be
we're
fun.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. And then, all movies this year. I think I can announce this. We're also going to be doing a little pre-show kind of award ceremony thing, talking as a way to reflect on the year that has been. And we also will have a big announcement, I believe, at the end of that episode. So make sure to look forward to that. And then Oops All Movies in January, of course. And then next year will be very exciting, as we keep hinting at. So look forward.
We will be executing James and raising his body above the parapet
killing
for all
him.
to see.
We're killing James.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
He's gonna
Free me
feed
from
the
shackled
bog.
life I feel.
We're gonna feed the birds.
You can, if you want to know when episodes come out, you can follow me at Bladed on Blue Sky, BLAIDENT. There will be links actually in the description for once. I changed our little copy there, so you can just click on it and find me. You can find Seth at Little Seth Amphetamine on Blue Sky. I was recently telling my partner how good of a username I think that is.
So
proud of it.
And, tell people, send us emails at bogfrogbookpod, like lovely Adlin and friend of the pod Sky did. And then, Ren, where can
My grandmother said that believing in God was silly, but she used to be a very devout Jew, and I don't know what to make of that.
Okay, that's less of a location and more an anecdote, but I'll take it. See y'all in a few weeks. Have a good day, time, evening.
See ya.